All right, it is that time again, guys. 8 p.m. on a Thursday night, which means one thing, and that is this. It is time for the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club Thursday Night Net, hosted every Thursday night here by the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club. 8 p.m. is the time, and the call sign is N50AK. The Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club, the Thursday Night Net is a social net with the purpose of getting a great group of local amateur radio operators together to share news, share information, ask questions, learn a thing or two, or just plain old get in touch and have a good time. Also important to mention that it is in fact a controlled net, meaning that all stations should refrain from transmitting until designated check-in or comment times. And with that, I am the net control operator for tonight. My name is Ray, call sign K5BZI. I'm located down here in South Austin, Texas, and excited to be your net control operator for the evening. As with everything else in the club, you can follow along with our nets and keep in touch by going to our Discord server. The Discord application is an online web-based application that we use to keep in touch at all times, and Thursday nights are no exception. If you have not joined us on Thursday nights yet, you can do so by going to the website at n50ak.org and looking for the big purple button at the bottom of the left of the front page there, and it says Join Discord, and click that button and sign up. Tonight's a good night to do that because there are typically web administrators listening to the net, contributing to the net, so odds are you will get approved pretty quickly. So join us on Discord if you like. I am live streaming the net tonight. You can join myself in the shack as well as others who will tend to join me here on the live video stream on our Discord server. So love to have you. If you want to join me in the shack for tonight's net, you can do that by joining Discord and finding us at the Thursday Night Net Video Net channel. As I mentioned, the net's held every Thursday night here at 8 p.m., and it is simulcast on not only the OHARC repeater network, but also typically connected to us on Thursday nights are the KA5D system, the K5TMT system, and others. You can find those by going again to our website at n50ak.org. Click on the tab that says, what does it say? It says All-Star, and there's a really cool bubble chart there that you can look at and see who all is connected. As per usual, it looks like tonight we've got the AI5 Alpha Portapeter at 441.350. That's located down in South Austin. Looks like we've got KI5 Yankee Charlie Lima from Mountain Blanco with us tonight. Hello, Blanco, Texas. They're at 441.375 if you're out that way. We have, of course, our 440 machine, which is located at the University of Texas campus, and the frequency on that one is 441.775, and it's got the same tone of 114.8 as this machine does. As I mentioned before, the K5 TMT system out in Leander is connected at 441.3125, along with the KE5RS system at 441.6. Looks like we've got a machine out in Dripping Springs tonight. W6 Charlie Nancy Charlie at 433.5 is connected to us. Thank you guys out there in Drip for connecting to us tonight. And if you're past Drip, way out towards Johnson City, we've got our other 2-meter machine at 147.250 with the same tone of 114.8. If you're out that way, you can come in that way. And then, of course, as I mentioned before, the vast KA5D system. The main repeater of which is at 441.325. That machine is located as well at UT campus, but there are others in the KA5D system, mostly north central Austin. So if you're coming in from that way, go to ka5d.com and look on the repeaters tab on his website there, and Kyle's got all of his machines listed. I'm sure you can find one on 442 meter. Or even 220. There's a 224.100 machine, which actually is located south, but that's connected through AI5 Alpha. So there's a quick rundown of all the links that are connected tonight, and so as I mentioned, if you're having a hard time connecting through our flagship machine, which is what I'm using tonight, 147.320, you can go look at the bubble chart or the list on our website and find a repeater nearer to you that you can get in through. Of course, you can also connect via Echolink as well. The best node, most stable, I think, is through KA5D. That's Echolink there, and we're available on All-Star as well. We've got a good agenda for tonight. Here in just a minute, I'm going to jump into short-time check-ins. Short-timers are those who don't have along with us. They typically join early along, right around 8 o'clock, in hopes that they can jump in and out real quick and then go on to whatever they need to get done throughout the evening. After short-time check-ins, we will go into a question from the general class license pool. And tonight I've got Philip, Alpha Charlie 5 Golf, was nice enough to set up a couple questions for us, and I think we've got a special question coming in tonight, so listen up for that. After the general class license pool exam question, we're going to hand it over to Cody, KI5 YLS, for tonight's news. He's got a couple of articles lined up for us, interesting stuff, and then we'll get into some updates, club announcements, and all that kind of jazz, and finally wind up into our regular check-ins portion. The regular check-ins portion of the net is, as I like to say, the meat and potatoes. It's where we get to rag to a little bit. We get to brag about projects we've been working on or new gear we've just acquired. Or it's also a great place to ask questions if you've got a question pertaining to something you're working on. Whether it's a radio or a pickup truck, there's probably somebody contributing to the net this week that will have an answer for you. So it's a great source of information, a great wealth of opportunity to get your answers to your questions. So if you can stick around, not to mention it's entertaining to listen to. So if you can stick around for the regular portion of the net tonight, I recommend you do so. And by the way, if you check in short time and you wind up being able to stick around, you can always recheck during the regular check-ins portion. And by the way, any and all licensed amateur radio operators are encouraged to join our nets. In fact, just by joining we're a free club, so just by joining our net, you become an honorary member of the club. And so any licensed amateur radio operator is welcome. We especially love to hear guys that are either new to the area, new to the hobby, or whatever. So love to hear from you. Okay, don't forget, I use NetLogger to log contacts. NetLogger is a free piece of software you can download from the internet at netlogger.org. Install it, click the big blue button that says Select Net, and look for OHARC Thursday Night Net, where you'll be able to follow along with me as I check folks in. And I mention that because it's that time for short-time check-ins. Let me give a station ID, and we'll open up the floor for short-timers. You are listening to the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club Thursday Night Net. N50AK is our call sign, and my name is Ray, call sign K5BZI. I am net control tonight, along with my helpers, Alpha Charlie 5 Golf and KI5 YLS, and we are going to jump right on into short-time check-ins. If you don't have along with us this evening, but would like to get your name and call sign on the log for tonight's net, come now with your name and call sign. If you have nothing to share tonight, just tell me no traffic, and I'll skip you. Otherwise, I will jump back and say, hey, how you doing? Let you tell us what's been new, and then I'll let you go. We don't take general questions from the general populace here. For short-timers, we save that for the regular check-ins portion. So if you'd like to say hi, just hang tight after I get the list, and I'll check back in on you. Otherwise, if you got to jump, just tell me no traffic, and I'll skip you. So with that being said, if you'd like to check in short-timers only, come now with your name and call sign.
This is W6 CMC Connor, typically in Dripping Springs tonight in Central Austin with Whiskey 6 Charlie November Charlie.
This is Kilo India 5, Mike Victor Foxtrot, Jeffrey in South Austin.
This is Kilo 5 Tango Mike Tango, no traffic.
All right, we had a double bite with both of you guys. Give me just a minute to get them in the log. K5 Tango Mike Tango, that's Matt up there in, I can't think of type at the same time, up in Leander. and then he's came in no traffic. And then out in Butte Way, we've got Jason KB5MPJ. All right, got you both in the log. Thank you so much. Keep them coming, guys. Short timers only.
AI 5HP, Alpha India 5 Hotel Papa. Aaron in Butte with no traffic.
This is
AC5G, Philip, no traffic.
This is Kilo India 6, Hotel Quebec Tango, Canyon, South Austin, no traffic.
This is K5BAR, Tim and Wembley, in and out, no traffic.
Blanco, no traffic.
Hey, that Blanco station needs your call sign again, please.
Kilo India 5, Yankee Charlie Lima, KI5YCL.
All right, got you in the log there, Rob. Thank you so much. Come again, guys.
This is KI5STT, Dave Butte, no traffic.
This is KI5YLK, Toby, South Austin, no traffic.
This is Kilo Charlie 5, Alpha Juliet Echo, Chad, South Austin, short time.
All right. That was a pretty good run. The log recognizes W6 Charlie Nancy Charlie. He checked in no traffic. Thanks for checking in there, Connor. Kilo India 5 Mike Victor Fox. There's Jeffrey. We'll check back with you here in just a second. K5 TNT Matt from Mount Leander, no traffic. We got KB5 MPJ. We'll check back with Jason here in a sec. Alpha India 5 Hotel Papa's in there, no traffic. Kilo India 5 Whiskey November Kilo, no traffic. Have a great weekend, sir. Kilo India 5 HQT's in there, as well as K5BAR from out in Wimberley. Hello, Tim. Have a great weekend, man. KI5 Yankee Charlie Lima and KI5 Sierra Tango from Butte. Dave checked in as well. Have a great weekend, guys. Kilo India 5 Yankee Lima Kilo checked in no traffic. That's Toby, which is cool because my nephew's call sign is Kilo India 5 Yankee Lima Sierra, and his name is Cody. So pretty cool there. Kilo Charlie 5 Alpha Juliet Echo checked in as well. That's Chad. Anybody else want to check in? Short timers only.
This is AC5G, Philip, no traffic.
This is Kilo India 6, not 5, Kilo India 6, Hotel Quebec Tango. Just a correction there.
I'm glad you stepped in there, man, because when I saw that, I knew that wasn't right. Thanks for fixing that for me. Anybody else want to check in? Short timers only. All right, let's go check in with MVF, Jeffrey, KI5MVF. How you been, buddy? What's new this week?
Been doing pretty well. Work's been busy. I got a refreshed radio courtesy of Doug, KG5UNK working, coming in on it right now. It's with TMV71. And then reason for short time tonight is that Ashley and I are heading out to F1 tomorrow. We'll be out there for many hours, basically about as long as they let us. And then she's got family coming in Saturday, and I'm going back out to the track Sunday. And so we're working on getting ready for a busy weekend and I just happened to look down and see that it was 8 o'clock and asked for a break so I can check in short time. So this is Jeffrey, KI5MVF, back to that.
All right, man. Well, we're glad you did, and good to have you. Saturday is my favorite day out there. That's the day they have all the exposition races with like the Porsches and the classic F1 cars and stuff, and so it's a good time out there on Saturday. So have fun for me. I'm not going to be able to make it this year, but it sounds like a good time. All right, man. Thanks for checking in. Have fun this weekend. Be safe, and we'll catch you next week. Next on my list of short time check-ins is KB5MPJ, Jason. I don't know if you said short time, no traffic or not. Are you still with us?
Hey Ray, this is KB5MPJ. As far as what I've done lately, I extended my end-fed non-resonant antenna from 69 feet to 136 feet. I might have told you that Lance and I have been practicing CW and have had a hard time copying each other. And so with that extension, I got on the CW net tonight, and Pat and I were able to work back and forth at 5 watts in both directions, whereas Lance and I were having trouble at 100 watts. So it looks like that it's a pretty good improvement. So I'm pretty stoked that worked. So that's kind of what I've done radio-wise. Not going to make it to F1. I keep saying I need to since I live down here in Buda. I ought to get out there, but it's not going to happen this year. Want to be visiting a friend this weekend down in San Antonio. But maybe sometime I'll make it out there. But that's what I've been up to. Back to net control.
Roger that, man. Well, congrats on getting the station going on 5 watts. You must have done something right. That's awesome. Glad to hear it, bud. I'll actually be, the wife and I are going down to San Antonio tomorrow. We're going to go to the Yes concert at the Aztec Theater, so we'll be down there tomorrow evening and Saturday morning. We got to get back in time for a party in the afternoon, but we'll be down that way as well. So anyway, have a safe trip down there, and thanks for checking into the net, and good luck with your CW work, and we will catch you next time around. KB5MPJ73. All right. So all of the other stations that checked in short time with me this evening said no traffic, so I'll throw it out there one last time, make sure there's not anybody else who would like to join us short time tonight. Come now with your name and call sign short timers only.
This is KI5, Victor Echo X-Ray.
All right, we got KI5VEX. Hello, Leah. How you doing? How you say your first name?
Yeah, you're right on spot, Ilya. I'm doing well, thank you. Here in Austin, finally we have a good weather, so I will be probably short time as well. And thank you for welcoming me.
All right, good to have you on, man. See you on Discord there, and feel free to join us over here on the video stream if you'd like. And if you want to check in, recheck later on, if you can stick around with us, then that would be great. We'd love to have you, especially since you're new to the net. So thanks for checking in, man, and have a great weekend if we don't hear from you again. All right, anybody else want to check in short time before we move on? Okay, nothing heard. Well, thanks to all the short timers. We have 15 of them check in short time today, and that is quite the list for short time. So you guys have a great weekend, and we will catch you next week on the net. Let me remind you that you are, in fact, listening to the OHARC Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club Thursday night net, our call sign, N5OAK. You can find out more about the club and find out frequencies that you can join this net by going to our website at n5oak.org. To find out more frequencies about the net, you can find those on the All-Star Node tab, and there's a nice little bubble chart there to make it easy for you. We have just finished up. By the way, my name is Ray, call sign K5BZI, and if you'd like to follow along with check-ins, by the way, I am using NetLogger tonight. Those 15 that just checked in are listed and present in the log tonight, and you can see that by downloading NetLogger and clicking the big blue button that says Select Net. Look for OHARC Thursday Night Net. Okie dokie. moving right along. Tonight's exam question. We'd like to ask a question from the general class license pool to keep those of us who are general and above fresh on that information. It can get a little rusty up in the old noggin, you know. But more importantly, for those technician class licensees to hear those questions on the fly. It kind of helps to solidify that information if you hear it sort of randomly and unexpectedly. So we like to do that on Thursday nights. And tonight, Philip, Alpha Charlie 5 Golf, has been nice enough to queue up some questions for us. So I'll hand it over to him. Philip, go ahead and take it away, bud.
Thank you, Ray. I'm going to read two general class questions and give that a chance to the technicians first to answer that, and then I'll open it up to everyone, generals and extras as well. And at the end, I'm going to throw in an extra class question just for all those generals out there who haven't taken their extra yet. Just one more just to get you thinking about it. So the first general class question we have is, what condition can lead to permanent damage to a solid-state RF power amplifier? Is it A, insufficient drive power, B, low input SWR, C, shorting the input signal to ground, or D, excessive power drive? Again, what condition can lead to permanent damage to a solid-state RF power amplifier? A, insufficient drive power, B, low input SWR, C, shorting the input signal to ground, or D, excessive drive power. Any technicians, go ahead with your call sign and answer now.
KI5YCL, I'm going to go with D, Delta.
Got you, YZL for D. Anyone else?
This is Kilowatt India 5 Yankee Lima Sierra. I'm going to go for B, Bravo.
2 down for Delta. Anyone else want to give it a shot?
KI5KSR. I'm going to go with Delta.
All right, everyone's going Delta. I'm going to go ahead and open it up to everyone. Anyone else want to jump in and give it a shot?
BBS 5 AFC. I'm going to go with Charlie.
Charlie, and then BBS, go ahead.
I'm going to go with Echo. It was used by Anderson.
Got you for Echo there. All right, one more shot for anyone else.
This is I5PZN with Delta.
PZN with Delta, and go ahead with this is?
I missed the question. Can you please say it again?
Sure thing. What condition can lead to permanent damage to a solid-state RF amplifier? A, insufficient drive power, B, low input SWR, C, shorting the input signal to ground, or D, excessive drive power?
KG5, KVJ, I'm going to guess with Delta then.
All right, got you for Delta. Anyone else wanted to give it a shot before we move on? And the overwhelming majority are correct. It is D, Delta. Sorry, Rusty. All right, for the next question, we've got, why is it best not to draw the DC power for a 100-watt HF transceiver from a vehicle's auxiliary power socket? A, the socket is not wired with an RF shielded power cable. B, the socket's wiring may be inadequate for the current drawn by the transceiver. C, the DC polarity of the socket is reversed from the polarity of modern HF transceivers. Or D, drawing more than 50 watts from the socket could damage or could cause the engine to overheat. If anyone needs those read again, let me know. Okay, any technicians want to go ahead and give that a shot?
This is KI5YCL, I'm going to go with B, Bravo.
All right, got 2 Bravos. Technicians, keep going.
This is LS. I'm going to go with Bravo.
YLS barely got you in there with a Bravo. Anyone else? And all class holders, all license class holders. Anyone want to give it a shot?
AI 5 HP for Bravo.
This is KG5 KVJ Bravo.
All right, got 2 more Bravos. Anyone else?
AI 5 PZN with Bravo.
Got you there. Anyone else? One before we move on? And the correct answer there is B, Bravo. And real quick, I'm going to sneak in an extra class question. So what is the typical impedance, output impedance of an op-amp? Is it A, very low, B, very high, C, 100 ohms, or D, 1000 ohms? Again, what is the typical output impedance of an op-amp? I'm just going to open this one up to everyone, so anyone who wants to give this a shot, go ahead.
K5BZI.
Go ahead, Ray.
I'm going to go with alpha, very low.
Gotcha. Anyone else?
This is KG5 KVJ, very low, alpha.
2 down for alpha. Anyone else want to give it a shot?
This is Kilowatt India 5 Yankee Lima Sierra. If I'm uncle, I'm going to go alpha.
This is AI 5 HP for Alpha.
Okay, got you guys down for alpha, and anyone else want to give it a shot before we move on?
KI5 KSR felt like it was alpha 2.
KVJ question.
Go ahead.
Once we're done with this question, can you explain it, please?
I will do my best, but probably not very well. So the typical output impedance of an op-amp is a alpha very low. I just remember it as being opposite of the input, which is very high. It's to not load up the circuits properly or on the input side, but I really couldn't explain it far beyond that. If anyone else wants to give it a shot, go ahead, be my guest. Well, sounds like no one's going to take a stab at op-amp theory there, so I'm just going to turn this back over to Net. Ray, AT5G here. Back to you, Ray.
Okay, Philip, the source that you got the question from doesn't have any explanation on attached to it?
No, I just pulled these straight off of the question pool off the ARRL website, so it's just question and answer with these.
Yeah, Roger, that's the way I do it too. Alrighty, sir. Well, thank you so much. Those were great questions, and thanks to everyone who participated. And I actually, my nephew, having just got his call, put a fire under my tail side here to start studying for extra, and I had just seen that question yesterday, so I was all excited because I knew the answer. All right, guys. Well, you are listening to the Thursday Night Net hosted by the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club. Our call sign is N508K, and we're here every Thursday at 8 p.m. It is a controlled net, meaning stations should refrain from transmitting until designated check-in or comment times. And my name is Ray, call sign K5BZI. I am net control this evening. We got a great net so far. We've already gone through short time check-ins and the general class license pool exam with an extra bonus question from the extra pool. Thank you there, Chad. And now we're going to move into, I'm sorry, not Chad, Philip. Now we're going to move into tonight's news. And for that, we've got Cody, KI5YLF, coming in via Echo Link. So have some patience with the link there. Cody, take it away.
All right. KI5YLF. Angelo Amateur Radio Club celebrates 100 years. The San Angelo Amateur Radio Club, SAARC, based in San Angelo, Texas, will celebrate their 100th anniversary on October 15th, 2022. The club has engaged in a century of service, science, engineering, and mathematics, emergency preparedness, and disaster response. Founded in 1922, SAARC held their first meeting on June 14th of that year, and membership today has grown to 40 members. Their club is located in 55 included tailgate swap meets starting at 9 a.m. Amateur radio operators working to make contacts with 100 stations, and the Boy Scouts Jamboree on the air. The club call sign W5 honors who originally planned a 5QX. The W prefix was added. He was one of the earliest members of SAARC. SAARC is currently working in partnership with Angelo State University's mayor, located on the campus of University, to create an exhibit that will tell the story of local radio pioneers. Topics will include amateur radio operators, retail radio businesses, public safety radio inventors, and broadcast radio stations that formed in the Concho Valley area in the 1920s and 1930s. Member Katie said SAA is the only club within a 70-mile radius of San Angelo, Texas. Our club and amateur radio emergency services volunteers cover 14,000 square miles with a population of 165,000, said Dalmy. With cell phone coverage only allow major roads and highways, amateur radio is the only communication during storms and tornadoes. Dalmy added that there is a 81 amateur radio operator in the area, and the club's working on grants and repeaters under a 5-year plan. The SAARC is an ARRL affiliated club. And now for the second piece. Florida amateur radio operators activate for Hurricane Ian. As Hurricane Ian in late September, communications, or START, W4HSO, was preparing for activation. ARRL member Tony D'Angelo, N2MFT, said START was activated on Monday, September 26th, and continued operations through Thursday, September 29th, 2022. START has amateur radio equipment in 5 of the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office, HCSO, locations, as well as a Homeland Security office. It's a great working arrangement with all of the equipment provided for us, said D'Angelo. Our volunteers staff those 8 locations, and the remainder worked from their homes. Over the course of the 4-day activation, 16 START volunteers worked 24 hours a day passing information for aid and assistance through the Sheriff's Office using WebEOC, a web-based emergency management information system. D'Angelo emphasized that STARK is not a club, but a service organization. STARK volunteers are required to undergo an extensive background investigation, including fingerprinting by the HCSO. STARK volunteers are civilians and employees of various Hillsborough County government agencies: Verizon, Tampa Electric, St. Joseph's Hospital, Tampa Police Department, and other public and private agencies. In the event of a disaster, radio operators provide communications between participating agencies if normal means of communication are lost. D'Angelo is a retired police officer and has been a licensed amateur radio operator for 30 years. He will continue to monitor weather information in case another activation is needed. This is KI5YLS, back to net operator.
All right, good stuff, Cody. Thank you so much. And by the way, guys, most of our news comes from arrl.org/news. So if you'd like to find out more information about those reports or read them for yourself again, you can go there to find the source. All right, appreciate it, Cody. Let's see. Let me remind you that you are listening to the Oak Hill Thursday Night Net, the service of N5OAK, the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club, and my name is Ray, call sign K5BZI. I am net control. Let's see. We just finished up the news, so now it's time for Fox News. And by that I mean fox hunting news. And looks like we've had some activity over the last couple of weeks, and so let's see who has an update for us tonight. Anyone have an update, Fox News update for us for upcoming or past Fox results? Come with your call sign now, please. Okay, well, nothing heard. If you'd like to find out more about our fox hunting activities, you can do that by going to our website, n5oak.org, and clicking on the Fox Hunt tab there. Or you can also find out right away by joining us on Discord and going to the Fox Hunt channel on our Discord server. By the way, as I mentioned before, if you had not joined us yet, if you are not a member of our Discord server, I highly recommend you join it. It is a fantastic way to keep in touch with the club when you can't be around a radio, or even when you can. But even better, it's a great source of information. There's a lot of great knowledge collectively in those that are members of our Discord server, and you can start off by going to our website at n5oak.org and click on the big purple button there that says Join Discord, and at that point, one of our net administrators will what's the word I'm looking for? Authorize you to join us there. So go over there and check it out. There's a lot to find out, a lot of activities that you can keep track of, and there are channels that are dedicated to specific topics of the ham radio hobby, and you can learn a lot there. So go check out Discord. Okay, without further ado, let's go check in with the president of the club and social events coordinator, Rusty WZ5BBS, for this week's trivia and social events update. Rusty, what you got for us this week, bud?
Hey, Ray, everybody on the net. Yes, sir, for all the new people, and we've got two KI5VEX and KI5KSR. They just joined us on Discord. I just approved them on there, so thanks for sending them our way, Ray. We have a trivia net right here every Friday at 9 p.m. So for those of you who are new, and this is the first one that you're checking into, Friday night at 9, we got the trivia net. We had 33 players last week. Trina was the #1 player last week. Good for you, Trina. Mark A coming in second, and Kent, KI5RVT, in the #3 spot. The elimination round was apparently pretty hard because Bill, W5ITZ, and Philip, AC5G, they only made it to question #2, and then they got whacked. So I'll have to make the elimination moving around a little bit easier. As far as the TriviaNet player rankings go, of course, Kent, KI5RBT, the trivia robot, he's the man to beat. Anybody can play. All you need is a smartphone, a tablet, or a computer. We got the bingo machine starting up at 8:30, so you got something to do while you're hanging out waiting for the net to begin. I will put all the details in a link in the Thursday Night Net Discord channel. For any kind of information to check out player rankings, stats, net logs, anything you want to know about the Friday Night TriviaNet, head over to n5oak.org and click on the TriviaNet tab. As of before the net, we are officially 463 members. We got 2 new members since last Thursday, Toby, KI5YLK, and Cody, KI5YLS. You'll hear him a lot on here. Welcome to the group, y'all, and thanks for becoming members. Like Ray said, go over to the website and join up on Discord. That's where all the fun is. We got conversation going on and video nets, so come hang out with us on Discord. I would like to thank everybody that came to our quarterly club meeting on Saturday, especially Ray. He made quite a presentation. So if y'all would like to know what that presentation was, man, you missed out. You got to be at the quarterly club meeting, just like Ray was, so that you can find out what's going on. Our next meeting is January 21st, and the House and Branch of the Austin Public Library, I got an email, very lovely email from them that said that we're welcome back and that they enjoy the activity on Saturday morning. Apparently, the people that work at the library don't like it when it's too quiet, and I think we fixed that for them. So all the club quarterly meeting fun and anything that the club is up to, it's over in the calendar page on the website. You can go check that out. The next thing coming up is the Park Potluck, and it is Saturday, November 5th. The club has rented out the dining hall at McKinney Falls State Park, and we are providing fried chicken and all the drinks. All you got to do is bring a side or a dessert or both. Purchase your park passes. They're $6 a person. All the details are on the web, and I even made a Park Potluck tab on the website to make it easy. It'll give you the flyer and all the information and all the links for all you got to do is sign up, RSVP, and make sure that you get your park passes. Technically, you can get there on the day of and get a park pass, but they do have a limited number, so if you want to make sure that you get in, by all means, go get yours soon. As far as fox hunts, I don't know. Sky N5LX was the only one that put out a fox last weekend, and I don't think anybody found it. I think we're getting harder and harder on the fox hunts. So thanks, Sky, for making that happen. We appreciate it. If you want to sign up to be the fox and want to know when the next fox hunt is, anything about the fox hunts, we have a fox hunt tab on the website as well, n5oak.org, and you can also find out all of our DMR nets. We've got one every night now. So if you have a DMR radio, go check it out because we have a net every night on the DMR repeater. And the easiest way to stay up to date is to subscribe to the official club calendar. Head over to n5oak.org and click on the calendar tab to make that happen. You can also add your birthday to the calendar like Rod. Rod officially turned 45 years old on October 15th. That's why he missed out on the club meeting. So go in and add your birthday. That way we can say hi and happy birthday to you on the Discord. And that's all I got, Ray. Thanks for running the net. K5BZI, WZ5BBS. Back to net control.
Okie dokie, Roger. And oh man, that zinger just nicked me there, buddy. For those of you who didn't catch Rusty's little zinger there, I in fact was a little hungover Saturday morning and didn't quite make the meeting. But I will definitely make the potluck because, well, you know, there's free food there, so I'm always a sucker for free food. So by the way, speaking of that, I'm really looking forward to it, and my wife had first said she was going to make flan. She makes a really good flan. For those of you who don't know, my wife is from Mexico City. But then she thought, well, you know what, no, I'm probably just going to make some sort of like Mexican themed side to go with the fried chicken. So that'll be the topic for tonight's regular check-ins. Would you rather my wife made flan or some kind of Mexican side, so I'll open that up. All right, let's see. What else did I hear? Yeah, thank you very much, Sky. And that's amazing that nobody found the fox. That's crazy. Yeah, we must be getting good at not being good, I guess. I don't know. All right, let's see. I'm going to go ahead and open the floor. If anyone has any other news, ham radio related news or club related topics that you announcements that you'd like to chime in with that we have not mentioned, come now with your name and call sign.
W5 NDS.
Yeah, go ahead, Rod. What you got for us this week?
Well, good evening to everybody on the net. I started hearing some traffic on 444.200 this afternoon, and I found out that that race they have down there, FA, is that what it's called? The people who run the Force for America have, the FCC has granted them, and they do this annually every time, an STA, which is a temporary authority so that they can use ham frequencies on a non-interfering basis. I'd forgotten that this happened several years ago. We heard it on 444.1. But anyway, if anyone hears any traffic on, and these are very short, terse transmissions. The ones I heard were in English. The ones I heard a few years ago were in Portuguese. So, for whatever that's worth, Ray, and I'll check in later, W5NDS.
Cool, so this was for the F1 race down there at COTA, I guess, right?
I couldn't get the nomenclature right. F1. Roger that.
Yeah, Formula One. Well, that's awesome. So is this like pit to car communications, or is it like event staff communications? Were you able to decide what that was?
I couldn't really determine. They're very brief transmissions, and but one exchange that I heard, it sounded like either they were looking at a very cute girl, or they were marveling over a car. I don't know which.
Okay, yeah, well, maybe it was both. Maybe it was a cute girl in a car. Right on, man. Well, thank you for telling us about that. 444.200, if I wrote that down right. You guys tune in and monitor. That'll be fun to listen to this weekend.
They can operate on any of the ham frequencies, so it could be anywhere.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, we know at least it was there. At least you heard some traffic there. So, I'll be monitoring. I'll be scanning 440 this weekend. So see what I can find. Thanks for sharing that, Rod. Appreciate that. Anybody else got any interesting news or announcements for the club this week before we go into regular check-ins?
KG5, KVJ with the question.
Go ahead, Garrett.
This is more for Rusty, I suppose. So I wasn't able to make it to the club meeting. I was kind of curious as to what was voted on and how did it turn out. Come back. It'd be fantastic.
Well, It was a pretty quiet meeting. There was a kerfluffle about voting Ray out, but Anderson didn't want to do it. So, no, there was nothing to vote on. We basically just showed up and had some fun. I think we had about 13 or 14 people. It was Ernesto's first meeting as secretary, so we've got him all officially sworn in, and he's going to be posting the official minutes here, in the next week or so. And let's see what else. I think we talked about the coax for the 775 machine, and looks like Sky has got us hooked up on new coax for that. It should be coming in the next week, so that came out of that meeting. And then I think that was the only official, really, any kind of business thing that happened. And then after that, we went to lunch and had Mexican food. I forget where we went to lunch. It's been a while, but anyway, yeah. So we went to lunch and had some fun and hung out. All in all, I think we were done about 3 or 4. So that was really all that happened at the meeting. And you get a check mark because you're a new dad. So we totally understand why you weren't there, Garrett.
Roger that, Rusty. It's KG5, KVJ, back-to-net.
So I'll translate for you. When he said it was kind of quiet, he meant it was boring because I wasn't there. Of course, I'm the life of the party, guys. So sorry I had to miss out, and you guys didn't have as much fun as you could have with good old BZI around. All right, let me open it up. If anybody else has anything else for the club before we move on to regular check-ins, any announcements or other newsworthy stuff? All right, nothing heard. they got Beast Mode walking down Bourbon Street with a sign that says, "Sorry about the Beastquake." That's hilarious. Okay, let me remind you that you are listening to the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club Thursday Night Net. My name is Ray, call sign K5BZI. I am net control for this evening. It is a controlled net. That means stations should refrain from transmitting until designated check-in or comment times. The club call sign is N50AK, and we're here every Thursday night for the net. You do not have to be a club member to participate in our nets. In fact, we encourage any and all licensed amateur radio operators to join us on Thursday nights. All right, we have gotten through everything, all the good stuff, all the previous good stuff. Now we're going to get into the really good stuff. That's the regular check-ins portion of the net. Before we do that, let me remind you that we ask that you keep the conversation clean, try to avoid topics of politics or religion or anything that might be considered inflammatory to someone. Talk about radio, cars, food, whatever, but keep it clean. And let's see, what else? That's about it, really. Let me remind you that if you'd like to follow along with check-ins, you can do so by downloading and installing NetLogger at netlogger.org. It's an online site or online tool that I use to log check-ins, so you can follow along as I check folks in. And also, if you would like to join us in Discord, I am streaming, and there are several others here streaming video as well. You can join myself and others in the shack by going to the VideoNet channel on our Discord server. So we'd love to have you there. I think that's about it. I feel like I'm forgetting to mention something, but anyway, it must not be real important. So with that, we'll move right on into regular check-ins. If you'd like to check into tonight's net, come now with your name and call sign, please. Nobody wants to check in tonight.
This is NF5Y Brant, South Austin.
This is PZN.
This is WZ5 BBS.
This is KG5 KVJ, Kilo Golf 5, Kilo Victor Juliet.
This is November 5, Alpha Fox Charlie, N5 AFC, Jared.
This
Kilo Fox 5, Delta Papa X-Ray.
This is Whiskey 5 November Delta Sierra.
This is KI5 and OK.
Well, that was a pretty good run, so I'm going to go ahead and jump back up to the top of the list and check in with Brant. Brant, how you been, man? November F5, November Foxtrot 5 Yankee. Come on in, tell us how you been.
Hey, Ray. Oh, one moment. I had to turn off my HT to avoid feedback. Yeah, I wasn't expecting you to call me so soon. I just had to run over from the couch. Doing great. As far as radio goes, I moved one of my radios into the new shack, which is pretty exciting. I buried like 60 feet of coax, but not this radio I'm talking on. I still need to bury like that 90 feet of coax. That's probably going to happen sometime over the holidays. And by the way, for anyone listening and you have an out-of-state license plate that you don't care about, I collect out-of-state license plates, so just drop me a line. This is NF5Y, back to net.
Well, that's exciting. Getting the shack all together, getting radios in it, man. I remember when I finally started moving radios into here, and I was psyched. So that must be really, really exciting. And yeah, man. I'll next time I'm making a mental picture in my head of those out-of-state license plates that I have mounted to the wall in the garage. I think I've got California, I think something else, but I don't remember what it is. Ohio or something. So, yeah. Cool. Let me open the floor up and see if anybody has anything for you this week, Brant. It's good to hear from you. November Fox 5 Yankees here with us, guys. If you'd like to say hi, come now with your name and call sign.
This is Kilo Golf 5, Kilo for Juliet. Garrett, comment?
Go ahead, Garrett.
I've got one spare Illinois plate if you want it.
I would love it. Maybe I can get you on, can I find you on Discord and we can work out the details?
That's a Roger. KG5, KBJ, back to net.
All right, anybody else want to say hi to Brant tonight?
N5 AFC.
Go ahead, Jared.
Yeah, also hit me up in Discord. I may have an extra Georgia State license plate. It's University of Georgia edition. Thank you very much. Was that Jared? And sorry I missed the call. That's correct. I gotta work on my key in here because I'm using a repeater. But yes, it's Jared.
November 5 Alpha Fox Charlie, Brant.
Roger.
The university edition of that plate, that sounds cool. Anybody else? Alrighty, nothing heard. Well, yeah, I've got that. You probably have a California already, Brant, but if you're interested, I've got them. So let me know as well. Reach out to me on Discord. Anybody else? Before I move on, want to have anything for November Fox 5 Yankee? I know I had already exhausted that, but it started coming out of my mouth, so I just went with it. All right, thanks for checking in, Brant. Have a great weekend. Good luck on wrapping up the shack. I can't wait for some shack pics, by the way, on Discord. You got to let us have some inside and outside pics so you can brag a little bit more. All right, next on my list is Rusty, WZ5BBS. Rusty, what's happening with you this week, man?
All right, so we are transmitting through Echolink on the K5 TMT system. We'll see if we can't check this out. It's been a pretty busy week. Haven't done a whole lot. And the meeting was fun, even if Ray wasn't there. We had less crap to go through because he didn't bring his the garage with all the toys. But yeah, been working. Got off early today and got to do a little bit of the Slacker chat. And I am looking forward to the Trivia Net tomorrow night at 9 p.m. And I think I like flan or tres leches. I'm down for whatever, but yeah, whatever Allie brings is going to be good. So looking forward to the potluck. Y'all go sign up.
Alrighty. Yeah, I don't think she's ever made a tres leches cake, but from what I understand, she makes a baller flan. I don't like flan, so I can't attest to it, but she seems to like it. And I was going to say, I am proud to say that most of that garage fodder that I brought to the last meeting was actually sold in Belton, and the proceeds, of course, going to the club, to the tune of 120 bones. Thank you, by the way, Jeffrey KI5MVF for helping out. He brought some stuff as well. So, yeah, I was glad to get that stuff out of my garage and glad to get it into some homes that where it was appreciated, and glad to make some cashola for the clubola.
Very cool, man. Well, I am back on the RF. How did my Echo link go through? Were we good on full transmission?
Yeah, we were good. We were good. I was wrong about the amount of bandwidth that was being used over at the YLS QTH, so we will work on that in the future and see if we can't avoid that issue again. But thanks to all of you who were patient with the dropouts there, but it wasn't too terrible towards the end, so I think we got most of all the news there, so yeah. All right, anything else, Rusty?
Negative, man. Just looking forward to the weekend, and maybe these temperatures, man, they're pretty awesome at night. So hopefully it won't be so hellish this weekend, and we can actually enjoy ourselves. Back to net control.
Alrighty, guys, we got El Presidente in the room. WZ5BBS is here. If anybody'd like to chat him up, come now with your name and call sign, please.
This is KI5YLS.
Yeah, go ahead, Cody. What you got for him?
I will go to my grave to this day saying that Trivia Net last Friday was rigged. To the end.
Yeah, that's the same thing my nephew tells me, and it's just because he sucks at trivia. So I think we're gonna have to put you in the same boat. But it was completely unrigged. You just you suck at trivia, man. That's all there is to it. WZ5BBS.
That's probably true because he's related to me, and I'm freaking terrible. By the way, I don't know what happened to all of a sudden Discord video blew up. Hello, everybody. Again, if you haven't joined us on Discord video, come join us on the shack on Discord. Anybody else got anything for Rusty tonight? WZ5BBS is here. All right, Rusty. Thanks for checking in, buddy, and we'll catch you at the next meeting, and have a great weekend. All right, next on my list is Ernesto, Kilo India 5, Papa Zulu, November. Hello, sir. How's it going?
KI5PZN. Hey, Ray, thanks for running the net, and hello to everybody on the net and listening. I had a pretty good weekend, man. We got Enrique's birthday this last weekend, so we went out and had a good time. And work's been busy for a while and continue being busy, so I'm not gonna complain, but it takes the little time that I have for radio away from me. But I've been getting back on the radio in the last couple of days, and the one thing that I'm going to point out, back to the same thing, is in 10 meters, I've been here in Japan on like early evenings. And today, the guy was on, and it sounded like he was local. I couldn't get through because there was a huge pileup, but that's my goal is to try to reach Japan. Hopefully, if the band stays open, let it reset. So that's on my list of places to hit with single sideband on 10 meters. And by the way, that's on the technician part of the 10 meter band where I've been hearing all of these things and usually if the conditions are okay, you should be able to hit it with 100 watts or probably less. But that's the goal, man. Trying to get that Japan contact. It will happen one of these days. But other than that, just the usual stuff. Just hanging out here at the house with Enrique and listening to you guys on the net. Back to Net Control. This is KI5PZN.
Roger. Well, hello, Enrique. And I'm curious. So you said Bicycle Mobile, right? In Japan, was that the Japan contact? Was he Bicycle Mobile? Did I miss that?
No, that was an interesting case there. There was a Bicycle Mobile in, I think it was Northern California or Oregon. I forgot, one of those places. It was either California or Oregon. And it was coming in pretty strong. And then all of a sudden, as soon as I posted that on Discord, he kind of faded away. And then Japan came in really strong on the same frequency. So that's what happened there. That's what it sounded confusing. But that's what happened. One of them faded away, the closest one. And then Japan came in like if he was local. Back to you, Ray.
Okay. When I saw that, I thought, gosh, Bicycle Mobile Japan. I pictured a rickshaw with like a 50s big old boat anchor rig in the back and a bunch of whip antennas on top while he's cruising down the road, pedaling as fast as he could go. That would have been kind of cool. All right, man. Well, thanks for sharing. And guys, Ernesto was nice enough to share that there were those DX stations available on our propagation channel on Discord, and that's one of the cool things about Discord, and we really appreciate all you guys that let us know that there's propagation and what DX stations are where, so we can jump in and make those contacts on Discord. It's a really handy tool. And by the way, I wanted to brag a little. I set up a 100-watt portable station with a homebrew infed in a tree about 20 feet up out in Lake Bryan one weekend, and got my first Japan contact then. That was pretty awesome. I contacted like Brazil and Japan like 10 minutes apart on 100 watts with a homebrew antenna in a tree. So I'm very happy. And that guy sent me a QSL card, and along with the QSL card, he included two little origami swans, and one of them sitting right here on the desk with me. And if you are with me on Discord, I am showing one of them off now, a little origami swan that my contact in Japan sent me. I thought it was pretty cool. All right, guys, if anyone's got anything for Ernesto this evening, KI5PZN is here. Come now with your name and call sign.
This is KG5KVJ with a quick comment.
Go ahead.
So, if you didn't know, on Wednesday evenings, Ernesto is typically the backup net controller for the UT Austin Amateur Radio Club net control. So if you're interested in being a backup net controller, I think that Ernesto would appreciate some of that help. They did a call this past Wednesday. So if you want to test that out, I think it's a good place to test it out at KG5KVJ.net.
Yeah, Ernesto, you want to comment about that at all?
Yeah, it's the UT Amateur Radio Club, the Wednesday night net. Usually Matthew's the one running that one, and every once in a while there's issues finding people to do the backup net control. I'm sure they'll appreciate anybody, I guess, if whenever. I mean, I really enjoy doing it. I love running nets and helping out, but if I'm not around, yeah, it's a fun net. Usually a little bit shorter than this one, but it's a really fun net, so check it out. And if I guess if you want to try practicing for net control, that's a good place to start as a backup net controller. Usually it's a smaller list of people checking in. So yeah, thanks Gary for bringing that up. Back to net control. This is KI5PZN.
All right, good stuff. Yeah, you guys should definitely check out that net, the UT Amateur Radio Club. Great group of guys, and they've had that net going on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. now for quite a while. So go support the club over there. They're a great group, as I said, and they're kind enough to let us put our 440 machine over on their campus. So go support the club at UT Amateur or UT Austin there on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. And by the way, that net is held on the KA5D system. You can find those frequencies at ka5d.com. But we also, as far if I wasn't in last week, but the last time I did check in, which was a few weeks ago, I can verify that our repeater system was connected as well. So you can probably get into the nets through our system as well. Okay, anybody else have anything for KI5PZN before I let Ernesto go? All right, well, let me remind you that you are listening to the N5OAK Thursday Night Nets. We're here every Thursday at 8 p.m. My name is Ray, call sign K5BZI. I am Net Control. It is Control Net, meaning if you joined us late, you should refrain from transmitting until designated check-in or comment times. And it is now Garrett's comment time. KG5KVJ is next on my list. And let's check in with Garrett, see how he's been. What's going on, bud?
Hey, thanks, Ray, for running the net. It's KG5KVJ here. It's always fun. Not a whole lot fantastic going on. Just my daughter learned how to fart the other day, so that's been fantastic to not to deal with her whining and complaining every time she's feeding off the wife. But we do get a whole lot more farts now that she's figured it out. Other than that, worked on the generator a little bit, got plates for the generator, the trailer at least, so that's been pretty awesome, and I'm going to send it back to you, Ray, KG5KVJ, that's in control.
Well, I have to admit that farting is one of my favorite pastimes, so I'm definitely proud of the daughter there for figuring that out. That's pretty cool. And the generator mobile is pretty cool. I can't wait. You are, I hope, planning to bring that out to Winter Field Day, right?
That's a solid Roger. Yep, that's one of the reasons why I wanted the plates was to make it legal and make it easier to transport. So barring, the wife wanting to be out there and having to rent a camper, I'm planning on at least, at the very least, pre-staging that generator out there at Fred's place. So as the time comes closer, I'll probably ask you for Fred's details, and I will probably pre-stage that out there so that y'all can move it around as you need it. KG5, KVJ.
Yeah, Roger, we typically go out there like a week or two ahead and do some cleanup and just prep the area, collect firewood and stuff like that, so that'd be a good time to do it. I have not talked to Fred since last Winter Field Day, so I don't know where he's at. I don't know if he's still over on the East Coast or if he's back home yet, but considering we haven't had him on the nets or on Discord so much, I assume he's probably still on the East Coast, but he responds within a couple days typically, so as time gets closer, I'm sure he'll be expecting our messages and we'll be able to contact him pretty easily. Cool deal. And with that, let me mention for those of you who are wondering what the heck I'm talking about. Winter Field Day is always the last weekend in January, and the club, as you may know, is very active. In fact, one of our I have to brag. One of our busiest activators during Field Day is my nephew, who now this will be his first Field Day with a call sign. That's pretty cool. Even though you don't really have to have a call sign at Field Day because we operate as a club, and so that's what got his interest peaked by coming and operating Field Days with us. But this year we are definitely doing Winter Field Day out at Alpha Bravo 5 Charlie Alpha's place again, Fred's place. And it is out between San Marcos and Luling, out there on 81, I think, out in Prairie Lea, Texas. The sprawling metropolis of Prairie Lea is where we'll be again this winter. And Garrett will be bringing his big old government generator, which will probably power the whole dadgum camp. So that'll be pretty cool. So thanks for that, Garrett, and we're looking forward to seeing it. If anyone would like to jump in here and say hi to Garrett, KG5KVJ is here with us. Come on now with your name and call sign. All right. No love for the KVJ this week. That's all right. That's all right. He gets plenty on Tuesday nights during Southside Simplex. You guys should join us for that, by the way. 2-meter Simplex every Tuesday at 8 p.m. on 146.555. It's a lot of fun. All right, so let me move on down the list down to Jared. That's November 5, Alpha Fox Charlie. Hey, Jared, welcome to the net, and tell us what you've been up to this week.
Hey, thanks. It's N5 AFC. Just out here on the patio with my handheld, but not a lot. Still settling back into work. Just got back from a little vacation, getting ready to go out this weekend for some military training. Gonna let it breathe for a second. But yeah, tomorrow I'm packing up all my military stuff and going out to Florence, Texas, and camping out for the weekend with the Texas State Guard, which is not the National Guard. Kind of confusing, but yeah, that's been pretty much it for me this past couple of weeks.
Yeah, Roger. Well, thank you so much for what you do for the Texas State Guard, and I hope you have a good weekend. Florence isn't all that far, so at least you don't have too terrible of a drive. It's not like you're driving out to like Fort William or something, and so that's pretty cool. All right, well, thanks for jumping in, and I just saw you. You got a nice looking kitchen there. It looks a lot like mine, actually. For you guys who haven't joined us on Discord video, Jared's here with us, November 5 Alpha Fox Charlie. And if you'd like to say hi to him, come now with your name and call sign. He's Jared, November 5 Alpha Fox Charlie's here with us.
This is KI5YLS.
Go ahead, Cody.
Hey, Jared, if you ever get out there into the work time and it's super dead, if I'm home and we cross paths, I ought to try to reach out on the Florence repeater. We figured out that me and K5BVI Ray figured out that I can hit that one, so on my actual radio, so maybe we can cross paths there.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan, and you know, there's going to be plenty of downtime in between the training, but also I appreciate the news story you picked out, which generally pick out the ones that interest you, but my day job is emergency response and preparedness for a state agency, so definitely you can go back and read those on the ARRL site, but yeah, I'll definitely try and hit you up this weekend.
All right, cool. Yeah, back to net repeater.
So, what Cody is referencing there, by the way, guys, if you don't know, there is a pretty decent repeater out in Florence, Texas. Florence is just about between Austin and Killeen, and the frequency for that is 147.380. And I don't remember what the tone was, but I think it's 87.5. But anyway, 147.380 is the frequency for that repeater there in Florence. And in fact, Tuesday night, KB5MPJ Jason, who lives in Buda, myself and Cody all had a QSO on that repeater. So pretty cool stuff. Cody's up in Killeen, so coming down from Killeen into that machine, and myself in South Austin, and then Jason out in Buda, all talking on that Florence repeater. Pretty good machine. So go check it out if you'd like. All right. Anybody else have anything for Jared tonight, November 5 Alpha Fox Charlie, before we let him go? Okay. Okay, nothing heard. Well, thanks for checking in, Jared, and thanks for joining us on video stream over here, and we'll have a great weekend. Be safe out there, have a good time, and we'll catch you next time around. Next on my list is Chris, KF5 DP Extreme. Chris, how you doing this week, man? Go ahead.
All right, I got a couple things. I guess the first thing I would say is I was trying to get my crossband repeater working and couldn't figure it out. I guess I should, I've done it before, but couldn't remember, and during the net is not the best time to figure that out. Secondly, I did a little expedition, I don't know what you want to call it, out to the Washita National Forest in Oklahoma and Arkansas. Picked up a threefer for the National Forest, the Wilhelmina State Park in Arkansas, and the Talamina Scenic Byway is a threefer. So that was pretty cool. There are probably about 4 or 5 other parks in the area to be had if you wanted to, but my goal was SOTA. So over the course of the 3 days I was out there, I leisurely got, let's see here, I leisurely got W5 Oscar Uniform 006, W5 Oscar Uniform 005, Oscar Uniform 002, Oscar Uniform 021, and then Whiskey 5 Alpha Oscar Hotel 001, Whiskey 5 Alpha Papa Tango 002 and 005 for a total of 48 summit activation points. I will say that I will be making that trip again probably next year, because you can only activate a summit once per year. Might be a fun club activity. There is dispersed camping to be had. There is a campsites for, like, you know, with nice tent pads / trailer pads, no hookups or anything like that. But the Winding Stair Campground was a great place. If you're scared of camping, or the idea of sleeping on the ground is no fun, there's the Wilhelmina State Park Lodge, which is like a hotel, and they have an attached restaurant, which I ended up eating at because it was raining. Started raining one night at 3:30 and didn't stop till 9. So about 7:30, I crawled out of my tent and got in the car and went over to the lodge and had a breakfast buffet. It was quite nice, only about 20-minute drive from there. Yeah, if anyone's interested in that next year, I might try and put something together. There's tons of summits to be had and lots of parks to be had as well. And then I'll take any comments on that, and then I got a third thing that will transition to the next check-in. So KF5 DPX back to net.
Man, that is so cool, and I tossed around the idea of following you up there, and it just didn't work out for me this weekend, so sorry I bailed on you, but that whole part of the country, I just love that whole wooded Arkansas area, and I'll bet it's just beautiful, and man, good stuff. I'm glad you had a good time, glad it was that successful. Sorry you got rained on, but it sounds like you turned it into a good thing. So thanks for sharing. That's pretty cool. And let me see if anyone would like to chime in and talk about that. Guys, KF5 DPX is here, our SOTA activator extraordinaire. Come now with any comments or questions.
K5MWA.
Go ahead, Mike.
I have to say, my wife and I about 30 years ago went up to Arkansas, and we got up and we thought, okay, let's go stay at this place. And we went up to the Wilhelmina Lodge area, and we got there very, very, like, early in the morning, and so we kicked back in the car, slept a little bit, and then sunup came around, and we woke up, walked outside, and we were in the clouds. And we didn't realize we were in the clouds, but we were in the clouds. It's a really, really nice area. I love it. And that scenic parkway is just stellar. It's great. Wanted to pipe in with that if anybody's wondering about a place to go. K5MWA, back to net.
All right, anybody else have any comments or questions for Chris, KF5 DPX?
KI5YLS.
Go ahead, Cody.
Chris, the real question is, y'all talking about Arkansas. I have to ask this question as a joke. The real question is it Arkansas or is it Arkansas?
Well, I believe the consensus would be Arkansas.
Yeah, I don't think that state looked very much like Kansas at all. Anybody else have anything for Chris tonight?
N5AF. NDS.
All right, hold tight there, Rod. Jared beat you to the punch. Go ahead, Jared.
Not specifically about Arkansas, but one of my favorite hobbies lately is anyone who moves here from California, I just tell them that Lampasas rhymes with Arkansas.
Nice. Go ahead, Rod.
Oh, I just want to say, way to go on all those activations, Chris. That's fantastic. So, back to net.
All righty. Anybody else before we let Chris move on? All right, DPX, what else you got for us?
Well, before I go on, I will say there are probably about 10 parks within a 60-mile radius there. So if you're a POTA activator, there is plenty of that to be had as well. And I forgot to mention that on 5 of my 7 summits, I talked to avid soda chaser Foxtrot 4 Whiskey Bravo November in France. So that was pretty cool. It's always exciting to hear him. Like I've probably got him on 70% of the summits I've activated.
And you're running what kind of power up there?
Since I was driving and didn't really have to hike all that much except for one, I was hauling around the 857 with running 80 watts. I have talked to the guy in France on 10 watts. If you look up Foxtrot 4 Whiskey Bravo November on QRZ, he has quite the station. And in the past has done like DX expeditions out to islands and stuff like that. So he is his name is Christian, and he's an avid ham radio dude.
Yeah, that's cool. I live vicariously through you soda guys because I'm just a little too lazy to make my way up to the peaks, but it's pretty cool what you can do on not a lot of power when you've got a little altitude under you, so that's cool. Anybody have any comments about that?
Well, I will say out there, you get probably about 4 of the summits you could drive to with a car, 3 of them paved, and the other ones, like one I hiked, and the other you could probably get to with a 2-wheel drive truck if it's dry.
Yeah, right on. Okay. All right, I hear you, man. So many zingers on me today. Jeez. What else you got for us tonight, Chris?
Well, a couple weeks ago, not last Saturday, the Saturday before, I was hanging out with my friend Kristen. It was her 50th birthday, and we had a big group over there. One of them, which was our mutual friend. Her name is Corey. She's married to this guy named Dennis. I don't know if you remember down in Gonzales, you met Corey and probably Dennis. His band was playing, and Corey is his wife.
Yeah, I do.
Mentioned that I had helped a fellow ham operator with the setup of his radio, Mr. Rod Moog. I think I'm pronouncing his last name right. And she stopped and looked at me and said, "The DJ from Co-op and he had a band. He had a fantastic radio show." So Rod, my good friend Corey remembers you spinning records. She's a at the time was not, but now a professor at St. Ed's. But yeah, I thought that was so cool that I just mentioned your name and she like popped off, knew exactly like about your radio show. So Rod, congratulations.
Oh, How cool is that? Thank you, Chris. And thank you for the help getting the TMV-71 Alpha working.
No problem whatsoever. This is KF5DPX back to net.
Yeah, with that, we'll just roll right on into W5NDS, Rod. What you been up to, man?
Well, I want to say hello to Cody out there. He sounds kind of muffled, but that's a factor of the bandwidth, I think, on Equilink. I bet he sound better on on 147.38, and I don't remember the tone either. I can check on it. By the way, there is a 440 repeater co-sited with the repeater up in Florence. That's on 442.9. And on 10 meters tonight, just before I went to our 40 meter CW net, I worked 6Y5 Charlie Bravo down in Jamaica on 10 meters. During the CW net, I had a sneezing spell. I use a bencher paddle, not a straight key, to send CW. And if you think it's easy to keep control over that paddle while you're fighting off the sneezes, it's not. And last thing I wanted to Ray, I think you said there's a repeater in Blanco. I like to keep track of repeaters, old and new, so if you can reiterate the frequency or send me an email later. This is W5NDS.
Yeah, sure thing, Rod. Let me pull up the bubble chart here real quick, and while I'm doing that, if you wouldn't mind, repeat what you were saying about that Florence repeater. Is there a connection? What is it?
There is a 440 repeater that's co-sited that's at the same place as the 147.38, and the frequency is 442.900.
Okay, yeah, that explains why I didn't notice, because Cody's sitting on a 2-meter only rig, so we weren't really shopping for 440 repeaters at the time. So, but yeah, appreciate you bringing that up. In fact, I did find that there were a couple other 440s that probably would have worked just fine. But I've got that. So KI5 Yankee Charlie Lima YCL. Who's on the net tonight. That's Robert Blanco. He checked in short time, no traffic, so I don't know if he's still with us, but he shows up as linked to the main Oak Hub and out from Blanco, Texas, with a frequency of 441.375. 441.375. And maybe if YCL is on with us still, he can give us a little more information about that. He is a typical short timer and short timed his way right on out of here, I guess. So, but there you go. There's the frequency. I don't see a tone on here, but I don't know. You might be able to figure that out. 441.375 if you can reach Blanco.
QSL 441.375. Thanks, Ray. 7 threes to everybody on the club, and I vote for Flan.
I had a feeling you would. Right on. Thanks for the note there. I'm going to let her know. I think she's going to wind up doing that anyhow. She hasn't made one in a while. She's due. All right, guys. We've got NDS here tonight. WF5 NDS as Rod. Rod Moog is here. If you'd like to say hi, come chime in with your name and call sign now, please.
A5 MWA.
Hey, Mike.
How do we miss you this morning?
Yeah, I was lazy this morning, Mike. but maybe I won't be lazy tomorrow.
Roger that. Well, we'll be looking for you.
You think?
All right, anybody else got anything for Rod tonight? All righty, sir. Well, have a great weekend, and we will catch you next time around, if not on Tuesday night. Let's see. Next on my list is the bedroom pilot extraordinaire KI5NLK doing a little flight sim tonight. Where you traveling to there, Anderson?
Hey Ray, KI5NLK. I'm monkeying around down near the Port Aransas beach where I first got up close and personal with a plane. Sitting there with my daughter watching planes, and I was just looking to see what it's like. Radio wise, I got to do the little club meeting, which was cool. Missed you there. I stood up for you to make sure you didn't get kicked out as whatever the heck you are, but only because I knew we couldn't replace you. So purely selfish motives there. But yeah, nothing radio really going on. Just wasting time. KI5NLK, back to net control.
Roger, man. Well, I appreciate you got my back there. Anderson's always got my back. And speaking of I've got your lift here, transmission lift, and I'll get it over here to you as soon as I can get the transmission tuned in. I've been having some trouble with the old shift cable on it, and I got it dialed in today. And tomorrow morning when I jump in it and drive it around the block, if it's not still working, it seems to get dialed in, and then the next day when it's cold, it doesn't want to shift right. So I've been in touch with the guy that rebuilt that transmission for me, and if it doesn't shift right in the morning, I'm going to take it to him and make him fix it. So anyway, we'll get that thing back to you here shortly. I promise. All right. KI5NLK's here. Anderson is with us, and if you'd like to say hi or have any questions or comments for him, come now with your name and contact. All right, nothing heard. Well, Anderson represents the bottom of my first round of check-ins. Last but not least, for sure. Let's do a station ID. You're listening to the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club Thursday Night Net. N508K is our call sign, and my name is Ray. Call sign K5BZI. I am net control. It is a controlled net, meaning that station should refrain from checking in until regular check-in or comment times. You do not have to be a club member. We just ask that you are, in fact, a licensed amateur radio operator, and if you are, we encourage you to check into the nets. We'd love to hear from everybody, especially if you're new to the area or the hobby, especially if you're new to the hobby. And so without further ado, we're going to do a second round of check-ins. If you'd like to check into the net tonight, come now with your name and call sign, please.
This is
November Echo 5 Papa, Market Dripping Springs.
This is
05, Mike Whiskey Alpha. Mike in
Whiskey
Oak Hill.
X-ray 5 Zulu, Arlie, out of Austin.
Hey, Arlie, give me your call sign again, please. You double with Mike. We got you there, Mike.
Whiskey X-ray 5 Zulu, Ray.
That's a cool call. All right, we got you in the log. Anybody else?
Kilowatt India 5, Yankee
All right, KI5YLS in the log. See if you can't get some of that bandwidth back. Tell Mom to stop streaming. Anybody else want to check in tonight?
This is?
All righty, anybody else? All right, nothing heard. Let's jump back up to the top of the list and go check in with Mark, November Echo 5 Papa, who, by the way, has joined us on the Discord video stream. If you'd like to join us on the Shack tonight and you're listening and you're with us on Discord, go to our Discord video channel and come join us in the Shack. November Echo 5 Papa, Mark, how you been this week, man?
Doing pretty good. Missed the meeting last Saturday due to some kind of a cold or whatnot. Not sure really what it is, but still trying to shake that a little bit. But other than that, doing pretty good. Definitely feel much better than I sound. Been off the air for a while, so trying to get back in work and pretty demanding lately. But not a whole lot else going on. But had one week this weekend. Shipyards down this morning. We'll head back tomorrow. And looking forward to a full weekend there. And from a radio perspective, the only thing I'm doing right now is I've got a FTM 300. Still doing some research to try to figure out what I need to do to get that into my new truck. Antenna placement and antenna type obviously is first and foremost in consideration. Other than that, yeah, thanks Ray for hosting that. Good to be back and good to see everybody.
All right. Well, I caught everything you said, but boy, it's a rough copy, man. I don't typically you're a lot stronger into the repeater, but we got you in tonight, and I hear that you're working to do a truck installation, and I know that's always it's one of those things you want to get it just right. So we've had a lot of chatter on that on Discord in the past, but good luck with it. I hope it turns out the way you like it. And let's see if there's anybody out there who wants to say hi. Guys, we got Mark, NE5P, here with us tonight, one of our regulars out at Field Day. If you'd like to check in with him tonight, come say hi. All right, nothing heard. Well, Mark, thanks for checking in, man. Will we see you plan on joining us out at Winter Field Day again this year?
Yeah, that is certainly the plan.
All right, I heard you say yeah, and the rest of it we couldn't quite make out. But glad we'll catch you out there, man. And as it gets closer in, we'll get together and make some plans. Can you guys tell I'm getting excited about Winter Field Day? I love Field Day, both winter and summer, and I can't wait. So, all right, man, take it easy and have a great weekend. Good luck with the truck install, and we'll catch you next time around. Next on my list is Mike, Kilo 5 Mike Whiskey Alpha. Mike with attitude, what you been up to, buddy?
Oh man, K5MWA here. I have been busy at work, quite busy at work, so it's kept me pretty busy. Outside of that, I got to get in a little bit of radio last weekend in between chores, and I managed to grab the South Cook Islands, the island of Rarotonga or something like that, on 15 meters. That was a good find for me, and anybody that's a tech out there, I've seen a lot of activity out of Uruguay lately on 10 meters, so tune up and check them out, and they've been working in the technician part of the band. See if Ron out there in Driftwood is still around. I met another Ron from Driftwood on the radio just the other day, and I wondered if you'd met him. He's a transplant from Hawaii a year or so ago, and is KH6RV. He called it King Henry VI, Radio Victor or something like that. Romeo Victor, I don't know. Anyway, maybe you guys will meet. Sounds like an interesting person to get to know. What else is going on? That's about it for now. But yeah, I'm watching Japan is working 28.390 right now on and 28.450. So they're working. Oh, that's an hour old. Never mind. Okay, back to net.
All righty, man. Yeah, I understand the busy stuff. I have been so busy with work that I haven't been working in the shack because it's too distracting, and hoping that things lighten up a little bit next week. I managed to get a couple of big deployments done this week, so hopefully I can start working from the shack and work half distracted starting next week again. I miss those days. Anyhow, especially now that the propagation's getting so good, man. The last couple of weeks, boy. I keep seeing Japan and, those islands and all kinds of cool stuff, so got to get out here during the day. All right, anybody got anything for Mike Whiskey Alpha tonight? Come with your name and call sign, please.
This is KG5KVJ.
Go ahead, Garrett.
Hey, Mike, just wanted to say hi. That's about it. KG5KVJ, back to net.
Well, hi. Maybe we'll hook up on 6 meters again coming up, since nobody else seems to want to join us anymore.
I don't have a whole lot for that. I should have joined it this past week, but I don't think I made it on there. I think it was 2 meters for Southside Simplex that we hooked up, but we'll try for next week. KG5KVJ.
Right, back to net.
All right, good stuff. Yeah, 6 meter net, guys. Every Monday night is still a thing. I know 6 meters isn't real good these days, but typically, when 6 meters not propagating real well, the close-in propagation seems to work a little better. So go check out 6 meters on Monday nights. The guys start at 8 o'clock p.m. at 50.125 on the sideband dial there. So if you've got 6 meter gear, and it's horizontal or vertical, go test it out on Monday nights at 8 p.m. at 50.125. Mike, what else you got for us?
Well, I'll say that the last time we did work on 6 meters on the 11th, it was we ended up moving up to 52.525 and worked it on FM, and it sounded a heck of a lot better than sideband did.
There you go, the close in, right? That's the thing. It's like when 6 meters is open, your signal's jumping so far that a lot of the close-in stuff doesn't work all that hot. But yeah, 6 meters FM is cool.
KVJ comment.
Go ahead.
I wanted to say that if you don't hear anything on 6 meters, on 50.125, go up to 52.50. And, listen on FM and see if you hear somebody up there, because it might be us. We might have moved up. I think it's the not Southside Simplex alternate, but the alternate frequency for that net. KG5KVJ best net.
Yeah, that's one of the cool things about the 6 meter Monday night net is that it's an experimental net. 6 meters having so many options. It's been known to go SSTV, it's been known to go CW, all modes, all frequencies all along the 6 meter band. 6 meter band, for those of you who don't get to use it very often, is a big band. I mean, 50.100 all the way up to 5300, I think it is. It's a big 54. It's a big band. So, and there's a lot of room to do a lot of cool stuff. So, go check out the guys on Monday nights for 6 meter Monday, and you never know what you'll find. And by the way, if you can't find them, if you don't hear anything, as Garrett was saying on 125, jump over on the Discord and say something on the 6 meter Monday channel and find out where they're at, because there's typically always somebody there. All right, before we let Mike go, K5MWA is here. If anybody would like to jump in and say hi to him, come now with your call sign, please. All right, nothing heard. Well, Mike, have a great weekend, buddy, and it's good to hear from you, and don't work too hard. I know. All right, next on the list, RL Steele with the coolest call sign ever, Whiskey X-Ray 5 Zulu. How's it going, man?
Hey, good, Ray. It's good to hear everyone's voice. I don't know, I've been absent for a while, and I don't know, it's good to hear everyone's voice. I guess the kind of things I have in the works are I'm doing, I got to put an antenna up. I have I'm sure you've heard this before, but I have a stepper IR, big IR antenna. I'm having a tree cut, so there's room for it to go up in a certain place in the yard, and then I'll have I'll be on a normal radio instead of an HT. I'm coming through on an HT over your UT repeater, N5OAK UT. So I don't know how good I sound or how bad or whatever, but it'd be good to get some feedback, I guess. But other than that, all is well, and it's good to hear everyone's voice. Thanks, Ray. Back to Ned.
You sound just fine, sir. Full quality, nice signal quality, or nice audio quality. Sounds good. And we appreciate you jumping in, man. And glad to have you back. Don't be a stranger. And let's see if anyone's got anything for you tonight. WX5Z here is WX5Z is here, guys. If anyone would like to say hi to RL, come in out with your name and call sign. All right, well, feel free to join us anytime, and glad you're getting back on the air a little bit there, and we'll catch you next time around. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you later. Next on the list, Cody, Kilo India 5, Yankee Lima Sierra via Echo Link from Killeen, Texas. Cody, jump on in and tell us what you've been up to.
Yeah, this is Kate. I've only one thing and one thing only, and that is work. Work has been pushing me to my extreme, and further. So yeah, there's not much going on there. But I did play with some radio that you yourself, K5BZ, I got for you. So thank you for that. I did on Friday for Trivia Net that I still think to this day is risk, but to each his their own. Other than that, not a whole lot. My paycheck hit early. It hit today at 3:00. Whooping $1,500, so that's nice. And got me a new mini fridge, which if you saw on Discord, I just showed it off. $300, which was not bad at all. And I got to take it out of the store with me, so that's a bonus. Didn't have to pay no delivery fee or nothing. But now I'm just kicking back, drinking some Jack Daniel's Southern Peach, and listening to this wonderful club. Back to Net.
All right, good stuff, man. Paycheck coming early is always a good thing, and glad things are working out. Glad the radio installation's working out for you. And on that, I'm curious. You didn't mention anything about yesterday or the day before. I understand that you were making contact with some of the locals up around Coppers Cove, Killeen, maybe even Waco. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I did hit some people out of Coppers Cove, Killeen, which if you guys know of those towns up here, or been to those towns, it's a big deal considering a lot of people in this town probably have radio. But yeah, I did make some contacts. I even made some contacts with Waco, a couple guys in Waco. But I do have to say that just for the little bit while that I've had my call sign, which is 6 days now. Yes, I've been keeping track. For the 6 days that I've had my call sign now, I do have to say it's pretty cool that I've made text outside of Texas, on the Echo Link, of course, but made one in South Dakota, and then made one in Florida, so I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, other than that, just been local, and found out that the Killeen repeater is actually literally right around the corner from me, so that's cool. I might go try to see if I can find it one day.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, for that's a really good point. You know, for technician class licensees, if you want to work a little distance, you know, Echolink's not a bad way to do it. You know, it works, and you can kind of call up repeaters randomly and jump in there. I've been listening to the Oak and had someone from across the pond over in the UK jump in on Echolink just at random, you know, and so it's kind of fun to play with Echolink a little bit there if you're technician class and can't really work DX on the radio too much. Although there is the one band that you can operate a little bit on, but you know, when it's not open, Echolink's a good alternative. So yeah, thanks for sharing, man, and I hope you keep having good experiences making contacts and meeting people out there in the Killeen area, and I'm sure you're going to find a pretty solid club, some good group of guys up there as well. So, and again, as I mentioned, once you get to know those guys, just you know, kindly mention that there happens to be this trivia net on Friday night they might want to link to, and that'd be kind of fun. So, all right, well, guys, we got KI5YLS, one of our newest hams here, and happens to be my nephew up there in Killeen. If you guys would like to say hi to Cody, come now with your name and call sign, please.
This is Kilo Golf 5, Kilo Victor Juliet.
Go ahead, Garrett. Floor is yours.
Hey, Cody. Just want to say congratulations on getting your call sign. You know, hope to hear you more on the net. KT5, KVJ, best net.
By the way, on that point, I wanted to mention, just for everyone listening, just you know, in case you know someone who passes their exam and is call sign, we did have a little issue with the VEs forgot to submit his application for his call sign. So a week after he took the exam, we had to follow up with him, and they finally submitted it, and like the next day he got it. So if you know someone who passes the exam and they haven't gotten their call sign within a couple of days, you might mention that to them, that they might want to reach back out to the VEs that administered the test and make sure they submitted that application, because it happens. All right, and let's move on then now to Ron out there. We're going to go all the way from Killeen to Driftwood. Ron, W5GC8. How you been, Ron?
Well, good evening, Ray, and everybody out there on the net. Good to hear from y'all. And yeah, I've been kind of quiet on the radio lately. I've been entertaining family here last week or so, and just catching up some odds and ends around here. And yeah, I haven't heard of another Ron out here in the Driftwood area, especially from Hawaii. But anyway, might be able to hook up with him sometime. He gets around to some of the clubs and on the radio a little bit. But anyway, interesting to know. I was interested also in the 441375 repeater out in Blanco, because I had not heard of that one. And so I looked up that frequency, and it does not pop up on my repeater book app on my cell phone, so I cannot pull up the tone on that. So anyway, break here. Anyway, I can reach the 2-meter repeater out there in Blanco just fine, so I was kind of curious if I can reach that repeater also. So yeah, that's about all I have going on and to comment on, I guess. W5GCH, back to net control.
All right. Yeah, well, you know, that bubble chart shows APRS links, not APRS links, All-Star links, and it does show a frequency for that Blanco link there for what was it, YCO, KI5YCO. Could be, I guess, a backyard repeater. Maybe it doesn't have a whole lot of reach. You never know. But anyway, we'll open it up here for Ron and see if anyone's got any comments for W5GC8. Ron's with us tonight, and yeah, it's been a while since we heard from you, so glad to hear you're still doing fine, and I hope the family's all good, Ron. Anybody got anything for Ron tonight? Come with your name and call sign.
K5MWA.
Go ahead, sir.
Ron, how's it going, man? If you didn't catch it earlier, it was that call sign of the other fellow out in Driftwood was King Henry 6 in an RV, at KH6 RV. Apparently he did Civil Air Patrol piloting when he was in Hawaii and did a lot of disaster or coordination type stuff down there, so he might be a really interesting guy to hook up with, and he's building out his shack right now.
KH6RE, okay, I'll try to make a note of that and reach out maybe, and I appreciate the info. This is W5GCH.
Correction, KH6 Romeo Victor.
Okay, KH6RV. Got it. W5GCH.
AG0NY.
What's happening, Shannon? Jump on in there.
Just checking in.
All right, got you on the log. Anybody else got anything for Ron tonight before we let him go? W5GCH. All right, nothing heard. Let's hand it on over to Shannon then. What's going on, AG0NY?
Not a whole lot. Had a good time on the net the other night, but I couldn't hear Garrett, or I think it's Scott, the one that's over in over close to Smithville.
Bastrop?
Bastrop, yeah. I think it's Scott over there.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly where he's at, but Tuesday night's a great time. And tell us about that. Boy, you've been making DX contacts on your gutter, so you got to. There's been so much chatter on Discord. It's fun to listen to watch. Tell us some more about that.
Well, the biggest thing that I've gotten has been Belgrade, but as I mentioned to you right after, or not long after it happened, I flubbed the call sign, so I couldn't give it to you if I wanted to. But I talked to somebody in Belgrade, and but I'm on 200-watt Kenwood, going through a tuner and straight wire out to the rain gutter on my apartment complex, and that's all my antenna system for HF.
And it's working for him, guys. So, see, there's never an excuse, and I love it. That's so cool. I know we've talked this to death, but I still love talking about it. I've always heard about people using rain gutters as antennas, but I've never known someone and been able to chat it up. So it's so much fun to hear about your success with that, man. Appreciate you sharing. Guys, Shannon's here, AG0NY. Anybody have any questions about his rain gutter antenna? All right, nothing heard. You got anything else for us tonight, Shannon, before we let you go?
Not really. Just about 2/3 of the people go, "You're talking on what?" And the other ones are going, "Well, you got to do what you got to do," or "Yeah, it's doing a really good job for what you've got." I'm really surprised you're getting that kind of range out of it. But I mean, it's NVIS, so it's a vertical NVIS at that.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm still curious what it would do if it's raining and there's water flowing through it. All right, man. Well, keep us up to date on that, and I appreciate all the posts you've done on Discord, sharing your contacts and whatnots with that, and keep it up. We love hearing from you on Discord. Alrighty, guys, that's the last of my list. Anybody else? If you just joined us really late, you're really late. We started at 8 o'clock here. This is the N5OAK Thursday Night Net. Heard every Thursday night at 8 p.m. My name is Ray, call sign K5BZI. I am Net Control, and I'm going to open it up for more check-ins. Check-ins. You do not have to be a club member, just a licensed amateur radio operator, so jump on in there with your name and call sign, please. All right, let's take a comment from Mike real quick. Go ahead, Mike.
So I guess when Shannon's operating on that thing and it does rain, he just needs to check his waterfall.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, if I had one. But the thing is, I'm on an old Kenwood TS480HX, and there's no waterfall on it. So I guess it's more of a watershed moment.
He's got the analog waterfall. He doesn't need a digital radio. He's got the analog waterfall working for him. Yikes. Okay, moving along. Anybody else want to check in tonight before Anderson pukes on himself? Anderson's got the big old dad joke eye roll working over there on video. Any more check-ins for tonight's net? Check-ins.
This is KC3 NAG, Randy.
Hey, Randy, what's happening?
I don't know. I was hoping you could tell me, Ray.
Well, you're number 30 on a list tonight, which is a pretty good list, and yeah, it's been a good net so far. Did you join us late, or you been lurking?
Oh, you know I've been lurking. Come on. Radio news, don't really have any. I did stay up late, like, I don't know, maybe like 4 days ago, and all of a sudden, like 40 meters kind of like popped open really weird, and I got into like New Zealand, like clear as can be, you know, so, I don't know. It's been fun.
That's cool. You know, I've noticed that with 20 really late at night seems to open up towards the Australia, New Zealand area. So you made a New Zealand contact on 40. That's cool.
Yeah, I've actually been able to do that several times. So I think it's kind of like a time zone thing, like, you know, I don't know, the guy's probably getting ready to go to bed or something, and it's like, you know, I'm on the radio at like 4 in the morning, so, you know, it works.
You ever check into the Triple H net late at night?
I listen to those guys sometimes, and I think the Triple H net was the one where when they started the net up, the guy couldn't hear anybody, and he's like in Missouri or something. So, but I could hear people, so he told me to take over his net control and start taking check-ins in, and then I relayed them back to him until signals went bad here, and then, you know, it was all over then.
Oh, that's cool. Right on. Yeah, you know, when I do Parks on the Air, I tend to stay up kind of late, and it's hard to go to bed when the radio's hot, and I'm just sitting in the camper doing nothing anyway, so yeah, that Triple H net, I tend to check into it during Parks on the Air activations. But that's cool. You got to do net control.
Yeah, for about 10 minutes. It was, and the guy just threw me into it. He goes, "Hey, I can't hear anybody. If you can hear somebody, start taking check-ins. Just tell them you're the net control for Triple H." And I'm like, "Yeah, okay, no problem, man." Let's rock and roll. It was really funny. It was a trip.
That's cool, man. That's awesome. So, any update on your brother? So I don't know if you heard, because I don't know how much you've been lurking, but my nephew finally passed his license, got a call sign, and he's checked in tonight. So, any update on your brother?
No, the only thing I found out is him and his wife and their one daughter that's still at home all got COVID, and they were like wiped out for a week. So that's the only thing I've heard from him. And yeah, I've been lurking since 8 o'clock. So I did hear Cody finally got his call sign there. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, Roger. Well, dude, that's not good. I hope the family's recovered and all good. Gosh, I don't guess we're ever going to get rid of this thing we call COVID. It's part of our lives now, much like the flu. But anyway, I hope they're doing better. Guys, we got Randy here tonight, KC3 NAG, finally checked in. Anybody want to say hi to him? Come down with your name and call sign.
KI5YLS.
Go ahead, Cody.
I just wanted to say to Randy, thank you for the congratulations. Feels good to be able to talk on the airwaves with the club now and get my uncle K5BZI off my back about pressuring me so much into getting it.
Yeah, well, I know how your uncle is, so, yeah, he's a handful, he is, that's for sure. But, hey, I hear y'all been using the Florence repeater, and, remember, like, north to west Austin, like, near Andersonville, and I can hit Florence, like, real easy from here, so, maybe I'll catch you all on the air some night, never know.
Yeah, roger that, man. So keep your ears open on Florence there, Cody. And by the way, the aggravation has just begun because now you pass technician, now I'm going to be all over your tail for the general license. But it's cool because I'm studying. You got me, as I mentioned earlier, you got a fire built under my butt to get my extras. So I took the practice test about 7 times yesterday, and I'm progressing. So we'll get there. All right, anybody else have anything for Randy tonight? KC3NAG is in the house. All right, nothing heard, Randy? Good to hear from you, man. Have a great weekend, and we'll catch you on the airwaves sooner than later. Randy's the last one on my list, guys. Any more check-ins? Check-ins for the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club Thursday Night Net. Come now with your name and call sign, please.
N5AFC, not a check-in, but a dad joke.
Yeah, go on with it there, Jared. What you got?
Yeah, so heard you bragging on your nephew, getting his license, which is great. Good to have a call sign. My nephew is currently seeking employment, and I kind of advised him to link up with Texas Task Force 1. Because, those search and rescue guys, they're always looking for somebody.
All right. Find the mic a little better. We couldn't quite make out what you said. Try it one more time there, Jared.
I said, your nephew, Cody, congratulations to him for getting the call sign. My nephew,
Now we can hear you, but you weren't holding the repeater, so stand still, hold the antenna straight up, and try it one more time. I think Jared's battery might be getting a little low. N5AFC, K5BZI in the net. Go ahead. Unfortunately, man, nothing heard, and so Jared had a dad joke for us tonight. I did make out the congratulations going out to KI5YLS, and I just saw the big heart emoji come back from him, so thank you very much from Cody for that, Jared. I think your battery might have died on you, but he had a dad joke for us tonight, and it was funny because I heard a dad joke just day before yesterday from a good friend of mine, but unfortunately I was like, wow, what was that joke Brian told me? And then I remember what it was, and yeah, it's not air appropriate, so you guys are just going to have to hold out. But we do have, by the way, I think we have the dad joke plug-in on Discord, so if you want a good dad joke, just let me see what Thursday Night Net channel, if I do /dad joke, no, it's not there, so I don't know. We need a good one. Oh, I got one. How come they put barcodes on the ships in Holland? How come they put barcodes on the Navy ships in Holland?
N5AFC. So when they return to port, they can Scandinavian.
All right. Let's throw it out there one more time, one final time for check-ins. Any other check-ins tonight?
Do a Fox 5 Delta Pop X-ray.
Go ahead, Chris. Don't recheck.
As a person who does summits, why is the summits on the air channel locked in Discord?
In our Discord, or is it a SOTA Discord thing?
Our Discord. If you look at the channel, there's a little lock next to it. I don't know what it means, but I'm guessing maybe other people can't see it. Maybe.
Oh yeah, I see that on a lot of channels. I never noticed that before. WZ5BBS, are you here?
I am indeed. That's because they're private channels. We make all the channels private, just to make so when you come in, you only get the lobby and the other channels. So yeah, they're all private. That's all that means.
Okay, so all the channels are private until you are authorized as a N508K Discord user, and once you are, then you have access to the channel. So okay, so is there some sort of functionality you're trying to do there, Chris, that you can't do, or what?
No, I was just curious because it's different from. I mean, I'm a member of that channel, but it's different for me from other channels. I don't see the lock on a bunch of them, but that one I do.
Yeah, I see them on all, actually. All but the lobby, yeah. All right, well, let us know if you have any issues with it there, Chris, of course. All right, well, that about wraps it up, everyone. Sounds like we are out of check-ins tonight. Nobody else wants to check in.
W5 GCH on the 250 machine.
Bravo Alpha checking in via Echolink.
Okay, so I heard you're Ron via Echolink, but we had a Bravo Alpha station checking in. Again, please.
Yes, this is KI5 Uniform Bravo Alpha checking in via Echolink.
All right, we got a Kilo India 5 Uniform Bravo Alpha. That sounds like a new call sign. That looks like it's Michael out in Hutto. How you been, Mike, and how long you been at ham?
Well, I'm doing all right this evening. And how long have I been a ham? So, I always tell people that comes in two-part question. I got my current license in the beginning of March this year, but previously I had been licensed. I believe the first license I received was a novice license in 1989.
Oh, Roger. Yeah, I got my original Kilo Bravo 5 Bravo Zulu India back in '87, and I had let that lapse as well. And about, I don't know, maybe 12, 15 years ago, I renewed and was able to get it back actually through the Vanity system. Have you considered doing that?
I thought about it, but I just decided, I'm going to start fresh. And I got the UBA, the Uniform Bravo Alpha, and I kind of liked that. So I think I'm going to stick with that for a while.
Yeah, it's got a nice ring to it. Right on. Yeah, cool. Well, welcome to the net tonight, and glad you checked in. You sounded good via Echolink. What's been new with you this week? Any new projects or anything fun to brag about that you've been up to?
Well, unfortunately, I'm looking around me now, and what's supposed to be my radio space has been invaded by all sorts of other things, and space and time limitations are making my projects kind of pile up. But one note, I have an old HT. It's an HTX-400, which was a unit that was made by Radio Shack back in the 1990s,
and it is a 70 centimeter single band HT that puts out 200 milliwatts when you use 2 AA batteries. Unfortunately, the case is cracked on it, and now the batteries don't hold contact, but I've actually managed to, from my work location, contact 4 repeaters in Austin with that HT.
Oh, well, that's great. Yeah, it sounds like you need a new roll of duct tape to fix that there radio. Well, man, it's good to have you on the net, and I understand the project thing, and it sounds to me like you're a real ham if you've got more projects than you can handle. That's kind of pretty much the way we all are. But glad to have you on the net, man, and sounding good via Echo Link, and hopefully we'll catch you a little bit later on. Guys, we got Mike from out in Idaho, Kilo India 5 Uniform Bravo Alpha, and forgive me, Michael, if it's Mike. I called you Mike. I always do that with people's names. If it's Michael, forgive me. But we've got him here, Kilo India 5 Uniform Bravo Alpha. If anyone would like to say hi, come now with your name and call sign.
Kilo India 5 Yankee Lima Sierra.
Go ahead, Cody.
Yeah, Michael, I just wanted to say hi from one Echo Link brother to another. I am using Echo Link just for the this repeater, and then I got my own radio, which actually is a Radio Shack as well. I heard you say you had one. But yeah, just wanted to say hi from one Echo Link person to another.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Cody. That's and congratulations. I heard you just got your ticket, so that's awesome to see young people getting into the hobby. And the old Radio Shack equipment. If you find the right piece of equipment, some of it's actually pretty good stuff.
All right. Anybody else got anything for Michael tonight? Kilo India 5 Uniform Bravo Alpha. Okay, nothing heard. Well, thanks for joining us tonight, and have a great weekend there, Michael, and we will catch you next time around. Anybody else? Final last call. Check-ins for the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club Thursday Night Net.
W5GCH, check in.
Yeah, I remembered while I was saying it. Oh, check back in with Ron. Go ahead, Ron, what you got?
Hey, well, obviously you're responding to me well. I was just seeing on Discord, Mark with NE5P was commenting he was wondering about the 250 machine. And so I thought I would give that a and see how it's working out, but apparently working just fine. W5GCH, back to net control.
Yes, sir. You sound just fine. Thank you for that test. It's always appreciated. Anybody else?
Whiskey 9 Delta Papa Yankee up in Round Rock.
Whiskey 9 Delta Papa Yankee up in Round Rock. What's going on, man? How you doing?
Well, good evening to everybody. The name is Dave, and I've been listening in, but I got kind of sidetracked. I was trying to set up a Zoom hotspot, Pi-Star hotspot. I would have checked in early, so sorry to be the tail end of the donkey here.
That's all right. You know, it wouldn't be a full donkey if there wasn't a tail on it. How's the project going?
I had it running at one point, then I took the whole my shack apart. We had new windows put in about 2 months ago, and this was the last thing. I've got to say I'm more of a hardware guy than a software guy. I'll get through it, but I was just toying with it, and I heard you all on, and at one point I used to listen to you on Thursday nights. I used to work down in Applied Materials for a little while, and would listen to you when I was out on break. So I heard it tonight, and I thought, well, I might as well finally check in.
Well, man, we're glad to have you. It's always good to get a lurker finally checking in. And you sounded good. What repeater are you coming in on from up there in Round Rock?
I'm on the main one, 7.32, the 2-meter one.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, the old Oak's got a really good coverage, so sounding good, man, and we really appreciate you jumping in there. Guys, we got Dave here, Whiskey 9, Delta Papa Yankee. If anybody would like to say hi to Dave, come now with your name and call sign.
NAG.
Go ahead, Randy.
Hey, Dave. It's Randy, KC3, NAG. You're taking my spot, man. Like, I'm supposed to be the last lurker. I got fined a couple of weeks ago by Ray for lurking and not checking in. It was $25, so I don't know. Well, watch out for that Ray guy. KC3 NAG.
Hey, so
Randy, you make me laugh. I recognize your voice right away there, Randy. Good to hear you. And typically you are the last guy in, so I'm sorry well, you came in after me, so you're there.
So the fines go directly to my campaign fund to make sure that I maintain the most valuable net control operator. You know, we have to vote for those things every year. So that's so Randy. You know, the money is to a good cause. It goes right to my campaign fund, which I promise you, none of that money goes to pay for my private jet. I promise.
Well, the repeater signals, it disagrees, so I'll just let it slide. KC3 Energy, back to net.
You can trust me, man. You can trust me. All right. Anybody else got anything for Dave tonight? We've got W9 Delta Papa Yankee with us.
KI5 YLS.
Go ahead, YLS.
Hey, David. So, just want to reach out and say hi to someone who's just a few towns over from me, if I'm not mistaken. I'm bad with my directions and my towns, but I believe it's just a few towns over from me. I'm over here in Killeen, Fort Hood area, so just recently new to the ham radio scene. Got my call sign back 6 days ago, and so you're the first Round Rock I've heard, and so I figured I'd jump in and say hi, and to one of my brothering towns, I guess you could call it.
Well, hello back to you too, and I've been on ham a little while, an old little while. I just want to say I heard the net control speaking to the other gentleman about his old call sign. I actually have had one other call sign when I was still up north at 9MJT, but my dad went SK back in the late 80s, and when they did first round ever of called custom ham calls. I actually got his literally the first week. I sent my application in via FedEx, and what's funny was they did it for 3 days. Most people, you have to be a ham a long time to remember this. They did it 3 days, and then there was an injunction. Somebody was going to sue the FCC about vanity call signs, and they stopped it for 3 days. And I'm like, holy moly, this is terrible. And then then they started. About 2 weeks later, I got my dad's call sign. So I've helped his call sign since I've been a ham about 30 years. So I've had this sign probably, whenever they did it, early to mid 90s. Sounds like that's about right. So I'll hand it back to net control. I appreciate it. Unless somebody else is there, but I've always wanted to check in, and I won't be a lurker from anymore. I promise not to be a lurker anymore. Plus, Randy's always shaking me down. I can't afford it anymore. W19DY.
Well, glad I kept the check-ins going, man. We finally shook you out the fence and checked in. And yeah, thank goodness for the vanity system, because let me tell you what, my like I said earlier, you heard my original call sign was KB5BZI, and then when it expired, and so I retook the test, many years later. I was a teenager back in the 80s when I got it originally, and of course let it lapse. And when I got it back, they gave me KG5PQK. PQK. I was like, good Lord, I can't use that call sign. And thankfully, my original call sign was still available, and I was able to get it back to the vanity system, and then eventually dropped that first B. So, very much happier with what I've got now. So, thank you, FCC, for the vanity system. It is nice, and it's really great that folks can use, silent key relatives call signs. I think that's pretty awesome. So, anyway, good stuff. Thanks for the story on your call signs. Pretty good one, and I thank you for sharing. And let's see if there's anybody else has anything for you. Dave's here, guys. W9DPY is with us. Anybody else have anything for him? Alrighty, nothing heard. Well, thanks for checking in, Dave. Have a great one, and yeah, by all means, please don't be a stranger. We'd love to have you on the net. It's a good time. Alright, guys, so any more check-ins for the Thursday Night Net. Come now with your name and call sign. I heard somebody key up, but I didn't hear anything. You want to try that again?
KG5UNK.
There he is. What's going on, Douglas?
Oh man, just got in here chilling, hanging out, listening to the tail end. I guess maybe I beat Randy. I don't know. I don't know if I win something or not there.
It just means that you're not going to get a bill towards my campaign for most valuable net control operator. By the way, you've gotten quite a bit of kudos tonight for helping out with antennas and radios and whatnot.
Oh well, cool. Yeah, I after the meeting there, I helped Jeffrey change out some crystals, and the Kenwoods have a tendency crystals to go bad. And I will say, man, I've been taking advantage of this 10-meter opening, and I finally have gotten over 100 entities. I think I'm up to 112 now that are confirmed, and I'm starting to work sideband now. My farthest contact so far has been I got Australia sideband the other day, so it's been kind of the my radio dealings this week.
Yeah, roger that. Randy was just saying that he picked up New Zealand on 40 the other night. So, and I of course chimed in and was bragging about picking up Australia on 20 in the middle of the night during a Parks on the Air activation on 100 watts a few weeks back. So, yeah, guys, we're getting there. The propagation's starting to get good. We're starting to climb, and from everything I've read, it's looking like this might be one of the best solar cycles we've had in a long time. Many solar cycles. This might be one of the best ones. So, yeah, that's great. Doug, thanks for sharing. That's good stuff, guys. Anybody have anything for KG5UNK? Doug's here.
NAG.
Go ahead, Randy.
Yeah, I missed, what frequency were you on? Back to you?
Well,
mornings I've been doing FT8, so it's 28074, and this morning I picked up 3 Russian stations. Now, sideband-wise, it was 28.3 something. Can't... Give me 1 second here. Maybe I can tell you real quick. It was 28.4.
All right, really cool. Yeah, I've been hearing a little bit of chatter on 28.4 too. I'm just starting to get into the little 10 meters. So, yeah, really cool. I'll turn it back to you, and you can turn it back to Ray.
That. Well, I've worked FT8 10 meters now. I've gotten 100 entities, so now I guess I'm going to move on to sideband, especially while activity's there. KG5 UNK. Back to you, Ray.
Give me 1 second. Okay, good stuff, guys. Thank you very much. I had to send a message to my wife to let her know not to come straight into my shack because I just stuck my head outside the door and realized that my dog had killed a possum and brought it to me and laid it right on the slab in front of the door of my shed. So I had to let the wife know if she came this way to expect a dead possum on the step in front of my shack. So I was typing that to her. Good stuff. All right, let's open it up. Anybody else? Looks like MWA's got something to say. Go ahead, Mike.
Roger that. Yeah, just a comment on, especially for Randy, I guess, if you haven't discovered the resource, and any of you guys, dxheat.com, that's dxheat.com, /DXC or something like that. Anyway, look for a DX Heat, and it's kind of like the DX Maps or something, but it just gives you a running scroll of contacts that people are reporting to make, and it gives you the frequency in the band and propagation and where the band activities are happening right now, and you can filter it by various things. It's a really good resource if you're chasing DX contacts, so give it a try.
Roger, Roger. Thanks for sharing, man. Anybody else?
KC3AG.
And Randy?
Sorry, doubled.
No, you didn't. What you got?
I was just saying thanks for the information, and I was going to turn it back to Ray.
Okay, Roger, Roger. Anybody else got anything? All right, any last minute check-ins tonight? Check-ins for the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club Thursday Night Net. Come now with your name and call sign. Okay, nothing heard. Well, it was a good one tonight, guys. Thanks everybody for participating. Thanks everybody who joined us on video chat tonight. And by the way, if you just can't sleep and you need to really lull yourself to bed, join us on the Thursday Night Net chat channel where the dad jokes galore are just rolling in. So if you definitely want to bore yourself to tears and fall asleep, that'll get you there. No, I'm just kidding. They're pretty good. By the way, I wrote that Cardi B joke. That was me. I didn't read that anywhere else. That was all me. All right. Well, thanks to everybody for joining tonight. This has been the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club Thursday Night Net. We're here every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Our call sign's N50AK.7. club.org. That's our website, actually. And you can go check us out there where you can make a donation to the club. By the way, we are, in fact, a free club. We are donation only. And so I want to thank everybody who has donated to the club recently and in the past because it keeps us on the air. Rusty, our club president, WZ5BBS, mentioned while he was giving us an update on the last club meeting that, in fact, we have identified some hardline to purchase, which we need very desperately for our 440 machine located over at UT, and those donations that come into the club help us to procure those things, such as hardline, and that stuff ain't cheap. So we really appreciate all the donations and all the activity and all of the interest and all of the fox hunt participation and everything that everybody does. It's such a great club, and we really appreciate everything you guys do. And so thank you so much for joining us tonight. By the way, we do a lot of different nets. Tonight we've made the Monday night 6-meter net, which happens at 8 p.m. on 50.125. You can find out more information about that net by checking out the 6-meter channel on Discord. Tuesday nights, of course, is Southside Simplex 146.555. That's 2-meter simplex that happens every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. And that net's been going on for a long time. It's a good time. It's a total rag 2. It's completely unstructured and crazy and wild and a lot of fun. So join us on 2 meters simplex on Tuesday nights. If you can hear us, we can hear you. If you can't quite make out everybody, it's okay, because we do a lot of relaying on Tuesday nights. So come on, join us on Tuesday nights for simplex. On Wednesday nights, of course, there is the UT Amateur Radio Club's net. They do it on the KA5D system officially at 8 p.m. on Wednesday nights, but the Oak is actually connected, so if you want to join in, and I recommend you do support those guys up there. Great group of guys at the UT Club. And apparently they're looking for backup net controllers, so if you'd like to get, dip your toe in the net control bucket of slime, do that for the UT guys on Wednesday nights. Backup net control is pretty easy. You don't have to do a whole lot. Just be there in case the main net control loses connection or fries his radio or something. It's pretty easy to do, guys. And by the way, we're always looking for net controllers on this net as well. So, we'd love to hear from you. You can start off by doing the news. Cody, KI5 YLS, did the news for the first time tonight, and he did a bang-up job. So that's just going to lead to more news and more questions, and eventually he'll work into net control himself, and that's how you do it. It's pretty easy. It's not, you can work your way up pretty quick. So if you're interested in doing net control, we're always open for people, so just let us know. And that leads me to Thursday night, which at 7:30 p.m., of course, we have a CW net, and technician class licensees can do Morse code on the 80-meter band at 3532, give or take. If you have a HF radio that is capable of doing CW on the 80-meter band, go check out Pat, W5WTH, and the guys for the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club CW net on Thursday nights at 7:30 p.m. right before this net. They are pretty easygoing and welcoming to all skill sets. So even if your Morse code skills are absolute garbage like mine is, they definitely appreciate having you there anyway. So go check them out. Of course, this net happens on Thursdays at 8 p.m. Come join us every week. We're always here. And then Friday nights is the Trivia Net hosted by Rusty, WZ5BBS. It's a good time. It doesn't start till 9, so you can get all your stuff done, wrap your week up, and settle in. And, my wife and I like to do it, load up the app on our tablet. It's a web-based app, so you don't even have to install anything. You just go to the website at N50AK and go to the Trivia tab and just go to the website, and there it is. There's the game. And so you can play it on a tablet, a phone, a computer, and you don't even need radio access, honestly. I've done it from a bar while I couldn't even hear myself think. It just plays on my phone while sitting there. So, but of course, if you have radio access, it definitely is a lot more fun because there's banter, and Rusty's a great host. So go check us out for the Friday night Trivia Net at 9 p.m. Sundays are good days too. There is a 10-meter net that happens at 28.410, and that's a Austin Amateur Radio Club based thing. I don't know if it's absolutely hosted by them, but chances are you're going to find Rod W5NDS over there, and it starts at 3 p.m. on a Sunday. So go check it out if you've got nothing else. If you got the grass cut and took a shower and you got a cold one in your hand and looking for something to do around 3 p.m., go turn your rig on and go to 10 meters for that net. It's a good one. And then, of course, check out Ernesto and Maria at 7:30 p.m. on Sundays on this frequency, the N50AK system. And I believe the KA5D system might be connected. I'm not positive, but you could definitely check them out at 7:30 p.m. on a Sunday on the Oak for the weekly wind down net. They do a really good job. That's KI5PZN and KI5SYX doing the weekly wind down net on the Sunday nights at 7:30 p.m. And then, of course, Parks on the Air, Summits on the Air, Saturdays, contests. We've got a really good one coming up. There's the CQDX contest coming up. Let's see, Cody, when was that? You sent me the link to that DX contest. I'd have to look back in our thread here, but it's coming up pretty soon. I believe it's sometime in late October, early November. And let's see, when is that contest? Cody, give us the details on that DXCC contest. Go ahead.
Yeah, so this is KI5YLS. I found it under the contesting channel in the Discord. It is October 29th through the 30th. Saturday, that's a Saturday and a Sunday. It's the 2022 CQ Worldwide DX Contest.
All right, so there you go, guys. Saturday, Sunday, next weekend. So the Worldwide DX Contest is a good one. So if you are general class or above, it's going to be a great if you've never done that contest, it's awesome because everybody in the world is on, literally, and it's a great way to make a lot of DX contacts, and it's just a lot of fun. So go check it out. That is a good one, definitely worth making time for. All right, that's about it. That's the net wind down. If anybody has any other nets they'd like to share with us that I failed to mention, come now with your name and call sign. All right, nothing heard. Well, thanks everybody again for joining us tonight. It's been a great time as always. My name is Ray, and my call sign is K5BZI, and I'd like to shout out to all of our Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club net controllers who do this every week and keep the net alive, and shout out to all of you guys who participate in the net. It wouldn't be a net without the check-in, so thanks everybody, and it's been a good one and a fun one, and hopefully we'll catch you all next week at the same time, same bat channel. This is Ray, K5BZI for the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club Thursday Night Net, wrapping it up, and I now return this frequency to regular amateur use. 73, everybody.
Good stuff, Ray. KI5 and okay. I don't know how you do it. It's so tiring. I get here, I sit here just not even doing anything, and I get worn out. I can't even imagine the net control stuff. So nice job, man.
Thanks, Anderson. It's it's so much fun that you get that energy, right?
I mean, I hear you, but it just feels like stress from here. I just can't even. I barely even dipped my toe in doing a test question one day. I went, nah, it's not for me. Too much.
Right on, yeah. It's not for everybody, I guess. there are definitely nights that I'm just not up for it, right? That's why we have other controllers, because, you know. But yeah, man, once I get rolling, dude, it's so much fun.
Makes you wonder about Rusty's sanity doing the trivia net every single weekend, too, though.
No, I'm with you, and kudos to him, dude. I've actually been telling him for a year now, like, you got to really train some people up, man. You can't keep that up every single Friday, but he does.
It's a labor of love, you know it.
It's a lot of work, man, and Rusty's doing, you know, twice as much as what I'm doing for this. I mean, he's running a computer program, and I mean, it's a lot that goes into that thing. He sets up the questions over the course of the week, and that's a lot of work, man. I would never be able to keep that up. All right. I gotta go deal with a dead possum in front of my shack. I may be back. K5BZI.
Yeep. Maybe it's just playing possum.
I don't know. It's funny because my dog is sitting there looking at it like, did I do something wrong or did I do something right? Like, I've never caught one before. It's so funny.
Sounds like possum dinner to me. I'll skin it out for you, Ray.
Well, yeah, I think I've got my tetanus shot. Sure, why not? Free food, right?
Exactly.
All right, I'm gonna go deal with this situation. K5BZI. Hey, LUL, try that again. Yeah, you got a tone, some kind of tone on your signal. I'm not sure what it is. Like a feedback tone, maybe? Yeah, that feedback tone is completely gone. You sound great, actually. W5LUL, K5BZI. Holly, you still there? Nothing heard. K5BZI clear. W5LUL, W5LUL, K5BZI. Nothing heard. K5BZI. Yeah, I'm here. Sounding good. What you guys doing over there? Yeah, you sound... All I heard was, and so that I can reach a repeater. So, was that all the transmission? I heard a key up, but nothing else. I heard you say, well. I heard, hey Ray, can you hear me now, W5LUL. So, what you doing over there? So, something doesn't sound right, because that last transmission I heard, this thing and plug it in, get it working. I heard all that, I think. Yeah, maybe you need to key it and give it a second or something? Okay. It sounds interesting. What are you using? Okay, so all I heard was a handheld mic. So a handheld mic with what? So I heard the transmit button, can you hear me now? So I think you're cutting off like the first part of your transmission somehow. Sorry. I had to take a bio break. All I heard that last transmission was, So the last transmission I heard, hear me now. So if you said, can you hear me now, I did not hear the can you part. By the way, when you finally do transmit, it sounds great, but it sounds like it's cutting off the beginning of your transmission somehow. I think I heard everything that time. You said, I'm over here unplugging and replugging things. Can you hear me now? I heard all of it. I just finished the net. It was a good one. We had like 32 check-ins. What radio are you using? Okay, you said a TYT, is that right? So, all I heard that time was we can eventually put it in our car if we want to. So if you said something before that, it's not keying up. Yep, I heard how about now, W5LUO. Did you change something? All I heard was E. Try me on 146.555. Copy? Can you do simplex on 146.555? Still there, Holly? I'm not hearing anything. Nothing heard. W5LUO. You know, I'm wondering if there's something wrong with the tone board in that radio, and it's not keying up the repeater because the CTCSS tone's not working right. That's why I wanted to go over to simplex and see if it worked. W5LUL K5BZI. If you're hearing me, if you can jump over on Discord and DM me on Discord, because I'm not hearing you at all anymore. Yeah, I heard you that time. So I'm curious if the tone board's not working right on that thing, because, you know, it's like when you're in, but you're just not always in there. See, that last transmission, all I heard was just like, I don't even know what you said. It was real quick. It was just that, I guess. Does it look like you're transmitting when you hit the button? So I heard new one from Amazon and let them fix it. I think what's happening is I think that radio's got a bad tone board in it, so it's not keying up the repeater. Okay, well, I haven't heard anything since my last transmission, so sorry you're having trouble over there, but hopefully you guys will get it worked out. W5LUL K5BZI. Good luck with it. Let me know if you want me to run out and test anymore, or just ping me on Discord. K5BZI clear.